Dude, totally went and sat at football practice this morning. Fucking sick, dude. Dude, they haven't let people in like 15 years, some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Golly, man.
And it was just cool. I could take my kid there, and she ran up and down the damn stairs the whole time. It was sick.
Whenever I get that energy out, and you know, it takes
We went
everything.
and had donuts and then went and ran stairs.
Oh, dude, that's the best.
Dude.
The potion.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we're starting this show. Naturally Gnar, episode number 5, sponsored by Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate the support.
Finkel.
We got on Nick McGooda.
What is up, y'all?
2%.
What is up?
2% in the house. Little
Love
Rock.
you guys.
Dude.
Hell yeah.
I
Sweet.
think this is our...
Like 3.5 hour drive, man.
Right?
Oh, man.
Even more
Yeah.
because we're out here by the lake.
Yeah.
Well, and it's been a nice drive getting out away from the city, too. Knowing I'm going to come kick it with some homies, too.
There we go.
Got
Talk
to
about
drive
some
up through the
stuff.
mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's a immediate reset as soon as you start getting far enough out. You know,
Which,
once you get past that tunnel.
which way did you come? This way? Did you just come up the highway?
Tunnel?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
You go through the tunnel and then the bridges just get
yeah,
taller
dude. Yeah,
and
once you hit that part, it's
come
just
over the top and
everything
there's
goes.
Fayetteville sitting up on the hill.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it was my favorite part.
Welcoming you with her sweet arms.
There we go.
There we go.
You know, that's how Northwest Arkansas does it. Welcomes you, embraces you,
Mm-hmm.
I said you just got to
tickles your fancy on
go
the,
from the
on the
fork through the-
backside.
through the hole and you're there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Into that sweet spot.
Yeah.
A little tickle. Yeah. Dude.
How in the hell have y'all been? I haven't seen y'all since last year's
Last ca-
bass.
Last
Bash.
Canis.
Last
Yeah,
Canis
so
Bash, yeah.
That's it.
So Canis Bash this year. Do you have any information on that? We nobody ever do we ever
I mean, we know around what time, but is it
Yeah.
official? Is it official?
You know, for as long as I've been skating there,
Look.
this has been the procedure is ask until about a week.
Somebody says,
someone will
"Oh
find
yeah,
out.
I did some shit for you."
Yeah.
Right, right.
Early in the month, around the 4th or so, or
I always
whatever.
just say Cinco de Mayo. It's that whatever it's closest to that weekend.
Mhm.
That's most likely. When they're
Right,
gonna do
right.
it.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, ask Kent. He'll be like, well, I hope so. I already got some guys who got airplane tickets coming up to stay on that weekend. I'm like,
It's one of the loosest planned events that
goes
always
down,
happens.
but always goes
Mhm.
down. Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's interesting. Sorry to put you on the spot for like.
No, it's cool. And you know what? For how up in the air that it stays, we still get a really good turnout. So I tell you what, whenever old Gio finally decides to pick a time
Yeah.
to let us know,
Yeah.
I think
Hint, hint.
everyone will show as they should.
Call in now.
Hint.
Yeah.
Get it
Chat
together.
in now.
1-800
Get it together.
Bring your shitting and getting it britches.
I did read the Arkansas Times article on it. I thought that was rad. Just talking to people.
That's
What-
cool. I hadn't checked it out
Yeah,
yet.
it was pretty long. I was like, sweet, and just yeah, man, it's rad.
Yeah, I'm seeing BR up there, all barefoot.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
just about bring a tear to your eye.
Good times.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I really love to see the Old Bowl get like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just at least Buffalo and them were talking about what they could do to it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just put a layer or a sheen on it or something.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
party.
that's always the idea is like putting a layer of paint is gonna fix it.
no, they were
Yeah,
talking
well-
about doing like some kind of you do like the spray or some shit or smear over it and
Oh, okay.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm all for.
I mean,
Dude.
leave the
I'm all
noping.
for it. Yeah,
You know, leave the
Yeah.
noping. I'm down with that.
It's gotta be as
Where's Buffalo in the
painful.
chat?
Yeah.
Should
gotta be as painful
pop in the
as
chat.
possible.
Tell us what's up.
Yeah,
But it'd be cool. But I know there's a lot of cracks, and like one side's coming in and coming out. But
Yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
always been like that though,
tell
right?
stories. You know, it makes it a little bit more interesting. Who survived it?
Yeah, right.
like, man, I was going good till I got to this side.
Yeah, that's when the light
I
shut
got
out.
took out.
That's
Yeah.
that's every line at that bowl.
Oh man.
There's certain parts you stay away from personally.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes just getting through the carve is
That's the
enough
yeah,
stuff
know.
for you to
yeah.
feel
And
successful.
then like to actually get
Mhm.
like kind of to the lip and stuff. You're like, well, now you got to haul ass,
mm-hmm.
and it ain't like a haul ass this way. It's always a haul ass this way.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
it's different. It's a different beast.
Yeah, once you get used to getting sideways like that, I think that ball kind of opens its doors a little bit for you, but you got to force your way through it.
oh yeah.
You know?
I've had some makes and breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I can
I've
say-
been
I
going
can
that
say
place
that,
since I
yeah.
was 14.
Yeah,
one of my favorite things I ever saw was whenever I rolled in on little Asa. Shout out Asa down there in Galveston, Texas. We love you, buddy. Rolled in on that kid, and we met right over the drain. And I don't know how it didn't knock him out. I really don't. He's tough as nails.
Plowed
Man.
him.
He stood right up. I was like, "Oh, dude, are you all right?" I put my hand on his shoulder. He's like, "Oh, get off of me!" Just climbed right out of the ball and just disappeared and was just like in this daze for a minute and came back after like 10, 15 minutes.
Rubber joints.
Oh,
man.
dude, yeah, they're rubber and vinegar.
Yeah.
They're just.
I took a kid out of at Muskogee like that. It's like an 11-foot trainee.
Yeah.
And he was dropping in, and the kids go, "You go." And I was like, "All right." So I went, and the kid had just gone. Well, he went too, and I did full face to thigh. You know, just leveled him. I tried to help him out, and his dad was pissed at me. Like,
Naturally.
Like, I hope he keeps skating. He can drop in on 11.
Don't let this one scar you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Please continue to skateboard after this.
Yeah. I will say a couple years before that, before we got all the new stuff over on the other side, right before they started working on it, he was standing on the back of the wall right next to the clamshell that is by the brown round wall. And Will Earl, we love you, Will Earl.
Yeah, Will.
Came up out of the deck and kind of booty bumped him a little bit by accident. And boy, Asa went flying right off the back, snapped his arm right in the middle of his arm. And dude, he just stood up and just started staring at everybody. It was like, well, all right, let's get a picture of this real quick and then get you over to your dad real fast, man. And once again, zombie mode, and that kid
just couldn't believe it happened. Probably like, wow, man.
Yeah, bless skateboarding.
Yeah, man.
Canis is definitely taking some people.
Yeah, you know, it's taking people, but I also say like that's the place that is like to me that's like the NWA Little Rock connection. Like that's the one thing that's like pulled us together and like got us like.
Yeah, we've been coming back.
You know,
I mean, I kind of lived around there for a while when I was younger, but when I moved up here, I was always going back. Always, just because, man.
It's infectious, man. It's hard not to.
Like I said,
the energy too. It's.
Yeah, I've been going there since I was 14 when it was shitty. I mean, not the bowl at that time, but and then you had to deal with the dudes backing in and finding them in the bowl.
Oh man,
like dude, it's crazy. Like I come to skate and you're like,
thing on its own.
Yeah, looking in the bowl like, man, it needs to rain and wash this sucker out, dude.
Sure was wanting to skate that until now.
Or there's a picnic table and they leave material up there. Yeah, it's terrible, man. Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah, I remember the year that they cut all the tops of the trees around the highway so you could see straight into the park, and man, it
cleared out quick.
It definitely threw the mood, as you could say.
Oh man,
well.
Tell you what,
it needed that
a good cleanup.
A good cleanup.
It didn't take long before they all just kind of
came back
their way back. But just stay out of the woods, you know.
But then they thinned the woods back in the back where the new bowl is, and now it's like, I know some people stay back there.
It helps.
I personally wouldn't sleep at Canis Park,
dude. Well, and you know, people will ask if, hey, can we sleep at Canis? Oh, more than likely, you are not going to get fucked with.
Most likely
by the law.
By the law, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what weirdos are out there because a body may come floating down the river, maybe not. A person may come check on you and see if you've got something to snack on. Maybe not. I think it's like any other fun place. You take that chance. You get a little.
Yeah,
risky.
the cops could be there for a dead body, not you.
Yeah, no, it's just chill. That's cool.
I seen something over there a couple months. I went through there and we got to go on and right on the road, right out there was all the cops, some kind of a crime scene.
Mm-hmm. Well,
bodies.
Canis over there likes to keep it interesting, and I tell you what, it's been like that ever since I've been going there as a little kid. From 6 to 4.
That's how it's molded. That's how it's molded the scene too, man.
Keep you on your toes. I mean, as unfun as it can be, as you get used to it after a while, and I think it helps kids and
toughens them up.
Toughens them up, man. Turns them to a big old callus.
It's all right, man. They're in the city, man.
You gotta get it.
Yeah,
you gotta get it at some point.
There's got to be a place where you get it. Where you get
yelled at, get a beer can thrown at you because you're skating slow. You know, it's
swim in that water.
How else are you gonna get told?
Swim in the creek every summer.
I mean, hey, that was. I luckily never got any staph infection or nothing funky from it, but you got to get in there when the water's moving. If the water's not moving,
then leave it alone.
Beware.
Right.
Beware.
Stagnant water. Stay away.
What's funny too is like, it's always been kind of rough like that, but then they like totally came in and bouged it up and put the pickleball courts in there.
Yeah, they're trying,
dude. And all those people are all over there on the weekends.
I mean, it's legit for pickleball.
Oh, it's pickleball court.
I didn't know that.
Dude, there are, I'm talking 60, 70-year-old people over there just
double
team and hollering, dude. They're getting rowdier. Yeah, they're getting rowdier than Canis, man.
So it's like, sweet. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It's a nice playground too.
Yeah.
And start hearing gunshots going off at the pickleball court because the old folks are getting getting funky.
Are they done under the bridge? What they were going to do? Because I didn't really understand what they were doing.
Okay, so I heard that they weren't going to bring the basketball courts back.
That's what I heard,
which is some bullshit. You know, that's been there forever. Mm-hmm. But luckily they brought them back, and they're making a whole nice area down there. And you know, I'm sure they're trying to gentrify what they can.
I think that was the right thing to do.
I don't see it happening, and I think people are going to like the changes. I mean, dude, it looks good. It looks better than it's ever looked in my whole entire time of being down there. So
yeah, just make a badass basketball court again.
Yep.
Because it was a popular spot because it's under the bridge.
Mm-hmm. And you know, we won't have that bank, but
see, I was hoping they might be able to incorporate like off to the side, like when no one's riding or playing basketball, like some schoolyard banks or something.
When you got those natural style kind of benches and like that, was it a 4-block or a 3-block or something that, you know, I think there's enough potential there that when some time goes by, who knows, maybe a
never know what they'll
little
do.
rip ride ramp might pop up here and there.
There we go.
Definitely should.
Off to the side it wouldn't take much to slap in.
I'm sorry, but I advocate it wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the one thing about what y'all got down there is the easy advocacy for a quick DIY spot is like a lot easier.
Yeah, and
it seems like it anyways.
There's enough area down there, and I think it's just kind of out of their attention enough that when they do find something that pops up, it's just like
they just don't do anything.
Whatever, man. These are a bunch of grown ass dudes jumping on a barrier in
have to put a
back of the parking lot.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want to go through all that.
Right.
Like they're probably gonna wait until we close before they come skate anyway. So fuck it. But
I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a Little Rock DIY spot closed. Like just like.
We're destroying it because it's
here.
skating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had that DIY down off Cantrell, and I guess apparently it had been poured on before and got shut down before, and finally it opened back up. And man, I tell you what, it slowly
coming back
started. Well, and sadly no, but it picked up some good speed, and man, it was really fun going out there. It was a great change. It was all smooth. I mean, you're right by the water too, and I mean, it didn't matter the time of the day or the evening. It was pretty tight, other than the little bum spot over there, but they kind of stuck to themselves.
Don't they always have one though?
I mean, what good DIY spot doesn't have a sleepy bum
Junction
area?
did.
Yep.
Junction had some bums.
Junction definitely did.
They messed some stuff up.
I mean, so does I'm talking to the Parasite guys, and they have like bum issues, like like homeless.
We took bums some beers one day. Like, be cool,
imagine.
Man, help us out.
Yeah.
Let us know if someone's trashing it.
Yeah, hey, y'all pick up some stuff, and we'll keep you hydrated, bud.
Well, I think that's why the Junction got tore down, because the bums started a fire.
Well, I think they were always starting a fire, but it's like.
We had a big
throwdown. It was just probably
there.
too big.
We had had a little throwdown there, and we cooked on Go Skate Day, and then within I think a couple of days, it was done.
That sucks. They saw just enough people to decide, hey,
too cool.
Your fun bothers us. Cut it out. We hear too many smiles.
So we're cutting you off.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah. Well, dude, let's get into talking about some 2%.
Some 2%. Well,
2%. Where's tell us the origin story.
The origin story. Oh, yeah. Okay, so
has it ever been told?
A few people. I mean, I like to tell stories, so I get a little long-winded. So we'll try to.
This would be that place for that long-winded story.
Go. That's what I'm saying.
So we were heading to Florida to drop a Tahoe off to a family member who was out there racing some hell, and get down there, and man, we stopped by Kona, and we're checking, and we're trying to hit some of the essential stuff since it's just a Friday to Sunday trip, and we're heading towards the bottom of Florida. And a buddy of mine, JD, which shout out JD, love you bud, and known this dude from Benton for quite a while. Yeah. He sarcastically comes up with 2% because I guess he is not a man to follow fads, and he started hearing everybody talking about 100 this and that, and he's like, yeah, nah, fuck that, how about 2%? And dude, it turned into a whole evening of just adding that to everything. And so it was like, oh man, what if somebody started a board company or started a company? What would we call it? And we were talking about bum fight skateboards, shark bite, everything, fucking trash fire skateboards, everything under the sun. And so some time goes by, and a buddy of ours, Daniel, he buys a screen out of nowhere. Which actually Daniel, let me say, started 2% and was talking to me about it, and I got to a point where I was just about hounding him, like, hey man, I know you need some help, I know you need another person, it doesn't matter what you need help with, I'll do it, let me put some money in on it, and let's fucking get this figured out, because I'll bring you art stuff, see what you like, and then we'll go from there. And sure enough, it got to a point to where he had family stuff to take care of, and grew up. And luckily, I didn't have to grow up yet, so I took it over. But while we were down there, we went over everything that we could think of, skateboard wise, and we got back. Daniel had purchased a screen and decided that he wanted to screen print some stuff. He's like, I don't know what, let's screen print some stuff.
Something.
Yeah, and we got some shirts, and then we eventually bought some blank decks. And when we printed the blank decks, dude, it was such a pain. I had to push down one side of the screen, and he would
takes like 3 dudes to hold it down.
I pushed the other side down, he screened that side, and then you see this like crease right down the middle of the graphic, and just like, man, ain't nobody gonna want this, dude. And as soon, dude, we put that out there, and that was it. They were gone.
Yeah.
And man, that was like, all right. I think that the lack of having a core skate shop and lack of having any kind of real options at our fingertips outside of the mall, I think people like that and, kind of gravitated towards it. And, I had some inspiration from Paramount. Shout out Paramount. Dirty Skateboards. Them, were all starting to develop their style for what their brand was, and it was like, yo, dude, these guys are doing some cool shit, man. And so it kind of just bled on from there, and luckily people have been pretty stoked on it, and more stuff has been popping up in Little Rock. So it's almost to a point of, forget having a skate shop, dude, let's just get all these local cats out here who have got cool ideas, who can create something cool, get them where they can get something physical in their hands, and let all these people have options, because I'm pretty positive that us all being skateboarders, we've got a similar feeling that when you see a cool graphic, dude, there's nothing like it,
dude.
Especially when a friend makes it,
for sure. So speaking of cool graphics, do you want to drop the new graphic on the show?
Got some new graphics.
I got it here. I got
oh man, you know what? I'm down. I'm down. I haven't showed hardly anybody this. I've been like,
so we've been talking about the mock-up for that, and I got it done. I have it here. If you want to check it, should we throw it up?
Yeah, I want to see. I'm so ready to see this. I'm so ready to see this.
Let's see it. Come on.
Let's see. Let's get you up right here. And then
I was really lucky too whenever I found. Oh man, I'm stoked. I like how it turned out. And, I like to try my best to give some artists leeway as much as possible with the basic idea and kind of let them roll with it. And I like where this turned out. I think the foil that's going to be in there is going to help pop. And
yeah, you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
See it back there.
The silver?
Yeah, dude, that's going to be cool.
There we go. Full screen for the chat.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be
That's what I said. It's
cool.
going to look sick flipping. That's why I kind of think of stuff like that.
With some grip on that nice dark
just,
grip on top, you're going to see that contrast.
That cool blue and,
dude.
and a foil.
Yeah, and I will definitely say that, with people like Brigade Skateboards as well. Shout out them too. Him making really cool stuff. He makes some really cool shit, and I wanted to, get specific this time and try something kind of a little different that I think people might. I don't know.
No, this one's a vibe, dude.
This
one is a vibe for sure. And I'll say too, like, and I say this too. A lot of people, building brands and putting stuff together is that if you want to stand out in this current skateboard market, you really have to create something that's a product, like something that feels tangibly something, And I mean this one's so cool. Like this one, this one's great.
The time frame of that I was growing up in skateboarding, it was a bunch of crazy graphics coming out. There were lots of colors. There was a big picture. It may be a set over 6 skateboards that makes one big something ridiculous.
Oh, like a mural type,
artist series type thing.
Yeah, and I have a hard time stepping away from that little kid in me that's like, oh, dude, man, do like
all out.
No, do something that is just once again.
No, this one's like this one is like the proper amount of like active and simplicity and like creativity. So who created this? Who's the artist behind this?
So, all right, a little story time.
Yeah, here we go.
Kim Skates, shout out Kim Skates for they. Almost every time we've had a function, if we can get a hold of them in time, they always help with something. I saw a bunch
you're
of
talking about Kim, CHEM?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
they've got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know this was Kim.
Yeah, so this guy messages me out of the blue, and I'm probably gonna butcher his fucking Instagram name, but it's like Deviant. I think it's like Deviant something. He's got this
Deviant.
Cool. No, it's not Deviant.
Cool
Deviant's a skate brand that I have.
Well, dude messages me and he's like, man, I make graphics for skateboard companies. I can work with you if you've got any specific ideas. And I just started picking his brain. I looked through his account and I noticed that he had done a couple of their graphics that I was really stoked on. I was like, okay, so. It's not like it's some random dude hitting me up out of the blue.
Right.
And so, man, I've just been steadily talking to him. I got the price figured out and, we changed a little bit. We picked and pulled and, this dude has helped me a lot with just trying to kind of pull an idea together, and I let him roll with colors. And
does it have a name?
Man, I hadn't even thought of anything yet. I can't stop looking at that scalp in his hand.
Yeah, we gotta zoom in.
Got him.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
that dude. He look at that, staring dead at that sucker.
Got your wig,
like,
ball.
Yeah, I don't even want that fucking thing.
But and that'll be foil, right? That silver stuff.
Yeah, right behind there, and so his pants will be silver. The rock will be silver. I think the strands in the hair, the buckle,
other things.
The shadow and stuff that's on him. So,
sick.
Yeah, dude, I wanted to kind of help some of those nice bright tones pop, and that's another thing that I like about what he does. The color palettes that he tends to pick from. He's got some really cool stuff. So y'all check him out.
I think I found it.
It's like DEVIT or man, it's
Devit. Brad, what do you think? If one of us is gonna butcher it, then all of us are gonna butcher
Maybe it's
it.
David.
Check it.
Okay, let's see.
David. I don't know, man.
Divet.
Sorry, brother. We're so sorry. We're in here just.
Dude, yeah,
we
we're over here.
We're
Bush.
from Arkansas,
Kicking
and
it down.
Damn
I
Arkansans.
swear to you, we
Sorry.
were trying to get it as respectfully close as possible.
shouldn't even say
Damn
anything.
Arkansas.
Thank you so much for the work that you put in.
Keep killing
and
it, yeah.
just so y'all know, we do have a T-shirt to match this.
Oh,
that
Oh,
sick.
no
Okay.
way.
Rad.
Okay. The shirt, dude. The
Goes.
shirt is badass.
Okay, tight.
And was it Scott over
I
at Trivia?
I think
Appreciate
that's
you.
like the greatest idea is to like have a board shirt drop.
Ah, man,
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people do it, but it's like you should. You really should.
It's
kinda cool.
especially if I like it when they kind of loosely base the T-shirt over the skateboard graphic, so it's not just basically like a repeat of what you're seeing.
So
they're just kind of
So there's a coinciding shirt graphic that's not this exact. Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
So
good,
there's
good,
probably
good,
more
good,
background and stuff. Is what you're saying, most likely.
Well, we'll see.
Sick.
Good. Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be a good one. We threw in some little funky stuff.
Extras.
And Caleb, Wicked Loser, I know he's going to be getting my stuff all printed up, so I'm just going to thank you for that, brother.
Pre-thanks.
Hopefully I can
Now pre-order.
Yeah,
Pre-order.
pre-order. Yeah,
Yeah, sick.
man.
Um,
I'm fired up about it. And
yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything, but
but
I did get a little message recently from a friend named Mr. Slade Bishop, and he is saying that he wants to do some work as well. So I think that we'll get these bad boys sold up. Y'all buy them
get
up
another
and-
one going.
Oh man,
Got
dude.
some more planned,
He-
huh?
well, so he's the one that did the skeleton on the horse with the sword.
Yes.
And I tell you what, he
love
makes
that
some
one.
of my favorite type
love
of
that one.
art. Just period. So.
Dude,
I'm
that's
itching to work with him and Matt Castellano. Man,
dude.
that
Matt.
shit gets me going.
Dude, Matt. Yes.
Yeah, a bunch of rip riders, dude, and they skate, and they're just all around great human beings. I remember Matt told me, he said, he has helped me so much with learning screen printing, dude, which I will say screen printing has been one of the most aggravating hobbies I have ever picked up in my life. But
I can attest to that.
Man, all the stuff that he's helped me with, I remember he told me, I just want to be the person I wish I had helping me when I was doing all this. And I tell you what, he is easily a quarter of the reason why I am where I'm at right now. I mean,
There's so many mistakes you can make too.
oh, dude,
just little dumb stuff.
It just
and you're like,
and not having a shop to manually print in right now. I've got to go to a screen shop that I used to work at, Trivia. Shout out Trivia. Scott, you're a ripper. Dude, I got to go all the way up there just to get my stuff cleaned up and just to reburn and redo all that. And
well, hey, at least you got a spot.
I tell you what,
mean, to have a spot, that's.
Well, and I am forever grateful for him putting up with a ton of my madness. So, being able to go up there and work as I need to in a professional setting is, dude, that is invaluable.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
just for a fellow skateboarder to be stoked on seeing cool art. Like, I mean, skateboarding is the absolute coolest thing. Try and convince me otherwise, And
well, it's like
it's that table or that picture or that meme. You know what I mean?
yeah, totally. It's like he said.
Changed my mind.
He's told me before. Doing your board like this and putting the graphics on it and getting it there, it's this, it's real artistic. It's a process. There's a process to it, and it's cool. It's fun. And people are like, oh, you're just slapping shit on a board.
Dude.
Not really. You're not really just slapping stuff on a board. There's this. It's just cool, man. You're literally. There's a process to it, and it's artistic. And like you said, you might go home one night and wake up the next morning like, wait a minute, no, I know what needs to go up here.
Chop this whole top off and
boom.
let's just redo it.
And it is important to have someone
that
knows how to put art on a skateboard, because technically you can't just do art. It doesn't just go on boards. It has to be done a certain way for it to really work with boards.
I'm telling you, and
it's a different process.
Having around you that have opinions opinions that, you know, are helpful, and, you know, you got to be able to take some criticisms because, you know, you may have a great idea that just isn't fully put together, and if you can, you know, open yourself up and let the people around you that are helping kind of, you know, get a little piece of steering in the process, dude, you'll just steadily kind of create a bunch of really cool stuff that, you know, my big thing is I want to look back when I'm really old and be like, yeah, dude, I created the graphics that I pretty much wanted to see, or that I thought, you know, got me hyped. I mean, I'm bad about appealing to the little kid in me, and I'm trying so hard to grow up to be the child I always wanted to be. And so it's like I still kind of run to that, you know, like, oh man,
what you grew up on, what you thought was hardcore, dude. What you thought was sick or rad, it just at that impressionable age. And that's crazy you say that, because that's the way I feel like it. That sticks with you. You're still that kid, whatever you still are to an extent, like you said. And you can, I was gonna say you just took off, but we're all girl dads, dude, so we live vicariously through our kids, and it's like, sweet, I get to kind of start over.
And that's rad. And, you know, it's like seeing them develop and pick their you know, way that they want to be, especially from, you know, our time frame till now. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked on skateboarding in that aspect, just because it's so the whole process when you're young. We were talking about this weekend, these big memory blotches from your childhood, when like maybe you did something you thought was sketch, and all the old dudes went, yeah. You're like, you'll remember that trick, or you'll remember that time. Well, little stuff, man.
I know I can be bad about snaking people, but, you know, I give like a 3 second amount of time if I'm out there and I'm, you know, feeling fired up. And I just remember in the back of my head, I got dropped off at the skate park, which I shouldn't have at my sweet little tender age. And I'm standing there and I'm spinning my skateboard. I'm just waiting for my turn, and I guess my turn came up, and I wasn't paying attention, dude. I hear, "Hey, spinner, take your turn or get out of the way." And, dude, at that point from then on, it was just like, all right, every open chance I get,
I'm stepping in.
I'm going to go. And, you know, as many cans as I got thrown at me, I think at some point, you know, you finally start to learn how to move on that thing.
That's interesting. Well, hey, we're experiencing a little bit of a streaming issue, I think. So I'm gonna end and restart. I'm gonna pause the stream and then and restart just to see if that helps. So we're gonna see y'all in 1 second.
See if it does it.
Yeah, it's hard not to kind of fall back into it.
Like I said, I was little, and my dad would take me, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's Anus Park." Like, stop, dude. It's like school. Don't call it that. You know.
I love how it got the renovation and got that new rock on the front out by the drive, and say Canis Skate Park on it. It took like 2 weeks before someone popped that K off, right? I mean, what do you expect?
Didn't take nothing.
Anus Park is undefeated.
Oh,
you know,
man. Are we back online?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, that quick?
We're back. We're back.
Hello, sweet babies.
I can't tell if it's good or not. It looks good.
We messed it up.
You know, somebody text me if it's a hot mess. Somebody text me.
Yeah,
y'all got my number.
Let us know. Be a player.
Be a player. You know, that I could make that a shirt. I think that would be
a player.
That'd be a good shirt. Just be a player.
PLAIR.
You know?
Oh,
player.
Player.
By the way,
player.
Alan, Little Muddy Flows. He says hello, and he loves you
guys.
So the other night,
love you, man.
I had to get up super early, so I didn't get to go to Descended Circle Jerks concert.
Oh, dude, I wish I
could.
And
he's like,
he was there. He was the first person that I saw a post of, and I was like, he's there?
He hit me up, and he's like, bro, are you coming tonight? And I was like, you're not in town. He's like, I'm already here, and I'm like, no, man.
There were a few people that went.
I was super bummed, man.
He messaged me right when he was like,
I was
deciding he was gonna go. I wish I could have gone. Oh.
Alan Short hits me up on the way there. He's like, dude, are you going? I'm on the way. And I was like, no.
Oh, dude, that show with both of them.
Like, I didn't look at Instagram all night because I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it because I was already kind of bummed.
I don't want to get grumpy. I'm feeling a little grouchy.
Yeah, like if I see them there and they're cool, and so.
Well, yeah.
Nope. Yep.
Smoky Goose.
Smoky Goose, Gavin,
Dude.
shout out.
Caw-caw.
Smokey.
No. Honk honk.
Huh? Yeah, my guy. This dude, I tell you what.
We went last year. I was there last year.
He,
right.
man, when he started showing up on the scene and started skating, he was just like a bull in a china shop, man. He was going to go and skate somewhere. He was going to rip wherever we were at. And
That's a sick shot.
And now just is at this point.
I've never seen that shot.
So
someone came up there with a drone a couple of times. There's a couple different views from up there.
I've never seen that view.
That, I mean, even though it's got all that new addition,
the
man,
ball in the back looks so legit from here, but it's
can't
like,
help but see
walk up on it, bitch.
Dude.
Go ahead, walk up on it. See how cool it is.
Yeah, see how awesome and perfect it is.
that is a funny,
It
deceiving picture.
You look at it, you're like, yeah, they got a sick ball in the back.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I mean,
job,
I guess the justification
great.
would be is if you did go there, you went back there and you're like, what the hell is this? And then you just look to the right and see the new ball, the Hyana ball.
Plus, right here, like the new stuff, you
Yeah.
can't really tell what's going on. It's still cool when you get there. Like, oh, this hauls ass and flows. Or I can go over here and like push a little and
That's what's
get some real grinds.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting about this photo is that like the DIY looks so much more interesting in the photo, and then the new stuff you can't even like really see.
It's just kind of like a big ass dish with nothing in the middle of it from up
Well, I mean
here.
that's the paint, you know.
Yeah, the paint's killing it though, right there. Like seriously, it's like, oh, sweet. They got a lot of stuff going on. They do though.
Seen that giant canis from the sky too.
Yeah.
Man, bless
So,
it. That place.
So this is coming up, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna be the 6th, man.
Next weekend.
Yeah, you know, Smokey Goose and I, we have tried to keep something funky for the kids to do that's outside of the bash, because you know, not everybody's able to make it to that. Not all the kids end up wanting to go to that. You know,
there's a lot. It's hard to skate that day.
It is.
It's
you know,
hard
you gotta be in the mood to barge. You gotta be willing
and dodge and
to
weave.
take turns or take your turn and steal it from someone and get ready for a body to possibly fly your direction. It may or may not happen.
You know,
somebody's getting hurt.
Yeah. That's true.
Dude, I run into somebody probably every single time.
Mark broke his wrist.
Yeah, Mark's in the chat, and like, dude, when I watched that go down, and his
face went white because it was like, really, you can see it on his face.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I know back before the new pour, whenever I remember this one specific bash where it started to rain, and I've got this old GoPro clip that you see. I can't remember if it's Skylar or Austin comes up and hits Kent's pour. I think they just like a front side slash, and you see Glenn. Shout out Glenn, love you, sweet baby. Like 3 other people slip out and just body the ground all at once in different areas from it being wet. Dude, nobody stopped skating the entire time. That was like,
that's what I said. You better get
some
ready
of the
to
most
barge on that day.
skateboarding shit. That made my heart feel squishy.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
We're gooder.
Yeah.
Gooder this time.
Yeah. Smoky Goose, 2%. Get Smoke Jam.
Yeah,
Y'all
we went last year.
get out there.
Sold
Come
some
on
gear.
come sell some stuff. Come have some fun. Throw some stuff out to the kids. The whole thing is, man, we really want to keep the community with cool stuff happening. So, you know,
Them Illinois boys bought some shirts from us last year. I thought that
Yeah,
was
dude.
sweet. Like,
Yeah.
some
Pretty
Rip
cool.
Riders, man. I love it. Come and break those pockets. Come get chased.
Dude, and get smoked.
Dude, get smoked. Somebody,
come mess up our coping.
Somebody, man, I got money on something. I I don't know what yet, but
the money's going down on something.
I got money on something. I got
that's
a
great.
skateboard on something. I got skateboards on something. I got shirts on something. Y'all just come out and do something cool. And
Yeah.
If
all
you're
the
lucky,
kids
man,
too.
by next weekend there won't be any. The humidity shouldn't be here.
Should
Hey,
be,
man,
yeah. We should be
I'm-
in the green still, I think.
I ain't gonna be mad at that.
Yeah,
I'll be fine with that,
we're in that sweet spot, that Arkansas sweet spot where
man.
you know, like weather's just like when it's good, it's like it's good.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks worth of nice weather spread out over 2 months worth of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as an Arkansan, you have to kind of accept that you're gonna have to deal with like
as soon as it's like
some weather.
You're cool, and you never know. Is it 2 weeks? Is it a month? Is it a little bit more if you're lucky? But then as soon as that humidity hits, all those bugs, it's just on. It's on.
The switch turns on.
Well, I mean, think about it when all that cicada brood that's supposed to pop this year, the big one, that's probably going to coincide right around that humidity time when it comes in. So, yeah.
And then, I mean, honestly, we have the same thing happens in fall. Like you have that flip flop, like best time zone.
Yeah.
And it's still that duration of like 3 weeks. It's just like perfect, and then just like drops.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for flea and tick season, and
I'm ready to swim,
dude. I'm ready to go and get these dogs of mine and go and find a waterfall or let's go get lost somewhere.
There's a lot of those.
Let's go get lost somewhere. I'm trying to dip off in these fluids,
so
sweet baby.
Nick invited him to go camping with us up at Devil's Canyon.
Dude, okay.
Right. So that place is already gnarly to get into.
Okay, let me just say, bless the little ranger that pulled its way up there. I will say, Miguel, shout out Miguel. I love you, brother.
It was a little ranger truck.
Dude, I swear you, he tough guyed that shit right up there. I was really surprised that thing didn't end up flipping. Man.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You were there though that night. Y'all were like trying to cook and I threw that firework.
Oh, dude, that was
the
awesome.
cliff.
Yeah, we had that real big detonator.
Yeah, that next morning.
Yeah, so they're made like flashbangs. So when they blow up, dude, they really blow the fuck up. And tossing it over that canyon, man, I've still got that video. It
was like early in the morning, and I remember you were like, I was like, y'all better let me know before you do it. I don't know if y'all hollered at me or whatever, but I remember getting straight up and being like, hell yeah, let's go. So we walk out on the edge. It was so loud.
Dude, it must have been.
But you remember I almost burnt I burnt the forest down.
Oh, that was the night before, dude.
The flasher went down there and it caught the ledge on fire. So me and Johnny ran around in the dark. And we had to walk on that ledge. Well, it's like a 200-foot bluff with a 100-foot ledge right here. Yeah. Sketch in the dark, me and Johnny. But the whole time we're going, oh, crap, the fire's growing. The fire's growing. We were like, oh, no. And then by the time we get over there, it was the campfire that was growing, not the fire on the ledge. The fire on the ledge was just a little bit and smoking, but it was dry. And then we were like, throw the water. And somebody threw like an Ozarka bottle, and it came down so fast, and it was like, you had to get out of the way. It was going to like, it would have knocked you off that ledge, dude. Oh. And then we just ended up stomping it out like, damn. And like, come back with like scratches off going through the brush.
All I could hear from the top of that peak was just branches breaking and y'all hollering. Man, I will say,
Nick brought his uncle, and his uncle had never been around us, and I think he was sweating, like he was stressing.
Dude, he brought a bunch of heathens, invited all the fools out. Perfect time.
And then the next morning we popped. I mean, it was so loud. Dude, it was louder than some types of guns, so it was like really cool.
Yeah, that was a friend of mine that I work with. He likes explosives, so every once in a while we can find these really good little poppers.
Yep. There's
sometimes
you got to know what you're looking for. You just got to buy them and go, okay, don't tell anybody these are the sick ones.
Yeah. Well, and of course they end up getting.
Man, I used to get some back in the late 90s. The Thunder Kings, dude. I was talking about this weekend. They don't make them anymore because you lose a freaking arm.
Yeah, no, straight up. You will lose like 3 fingers and part of your palm.
It's gone.
They're badass. They're awesome.
It's like every generation has that one badass firework that made it through, somehow made it into the States.
It keeps changing its name.
It has to keep
its name until they're just like, man, you got to stop this completely. I hear y'all having fun. Good.
That's right. It's like bottle rockets or anything with the stick on it. They tried to like rename it, put different amounts of grams of powder in it, and
let's just.
But it's all the same.
All you got to do is empty it all out into a plastic bag and make your own firework.
We were talking about that last weekend too.
Just make
glitter, like
make
the
sure
sparkler
it's real tight,
bombs,
make
like
it super tight.
You always want a better firecracker, man.
Dude, there is nothing more pleasing than a loud boom.
That's right.
Something about it just is good for the heart,
Yeah.
So I will always
I definitely
relive that.
used to take powder from different people, like kids' dads we knew that would read pack and stuff.
Yeah.
We'd always take a little bit and go try to put it in like a little tennis ball or some pack it in something, Always trying to do that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a time to be alive, dude! Being a kid and making bombs.
Or if you ever read the Anarchist Cookbook,
yeah,
it told you how to make a bunch of explosive
Well, and what's
shit.
funny is how many people had copies of that, and then suddenly it was just like, oh, what? No, I'm just joking. I don't have one of those.
I used to read it in school, like when you'd have it homeroom, you could kind of do what you want.
Yeah.
And I had that. I remember reading about it. I never read the drug side because I was like, I don't care about the chemical crap. But all the explosives and like the guerrilla warfare shit was sick to me. It's like, oh my gosh. But yeah.
You never know. There might be a day that things get weird and you...
I never
that
blow
book,
a tree
that
out
book
of
is
the
needed.
ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I built my first Molotov cocktail because of that book.
Built my first.
Now I got to do is look up YouTube, and
Now it's-
YouTube
yeah.
will just be like,
That's
hey,
true.
here you go.
Right.
Ours were all crude drawings.
Right.
I remember there being like if somebody invades and you want to like mess the road up, you could like tie a cable from tree to tree, and when they hit it, it'll like basically send them to the tree in their car. I was like,
Oh, man.
damn. That book was a trip.
The information that we all needed to know.
Yeah.
That you thought you needed. Hey,
You thought
you
you
know.
needed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
too, when I was
when
a kid, they were telling you the Russians were coming. They're going to invade, Red Dawn and shit, man. But so you thought
I had to have that.
I might have to do
book,
some
man.
guerrilla warfare in the
Yeah,
future.
dude. Hey, at least I got my Molotov sitting in the back of my trunk.
Just in case.
You know. Hey,
That's right.
we keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy, just in case.
Molotov
Man.
cocktails are a recipe for disaster when you're little, though. 'Cause
Dude.
you don't realize how much the fire goes everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't realize how
like,
like
oh, shit.
widespread it can
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
man. What have I done?
be. Oops.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Speaking of unruly fires, so whenever I was a little kid getting into fire, as most kids do, which I guess I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but
It's in your DNA,
so
man.
being
As in the
being
past.
a very smart young individual,
Allegedly.
I took a cushion. I took a seat cushion off of a couch that I found and brought it to the house. set it over the toilet and set that shit on fire. I was like, yeah, dude, that sucker will just fall in the toilet and go
I'll
out.
be safe.
And
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
It
No, I
didn't.
didn't. It just sat there and burned. It just burnt the fucking toilet all up. And
Sooted up the bathroom.
dude, I learned pretty quick, just
Walls got blacked
leave
up.
the fire alone. I mean, it took a couple more mess ups, but
Yeah. At least inside.
yeah,
I
dude.
yeah, you were one of those kids that like had to test the extremities of fire.
Oh yeah, dude. Just, oh man, spray painted my hand and set a flame to it. I was like, oh, I won't feel
cool.
this, and it just went up. It's like, panic! And stuck it in the toilet and pulled it out, and it was still on fire, dude. Yeah,
See, the toilet was
That's what I
involved
said.
again.
yeah, dude.
It's
that,
in our
yeah.
DNA to mess with fire and stuff.
Dude, I don't know what it
I think
is.
It is, man.
It's just watching that shit burn. It's
Watch
just
it burn.
pretty. It's so pretty.
Watch it burn.
I guess that's how you can tell you got a little bit of that dog in you.
Yeah, if you'll take that. So I try to teach my kid, like, pain is fleeting.
Yeah.
You get a little pain, who cares? Just
It's all right.
keep pushing forward. You want to keep having fun? Just forget about it.
Man,
Forget about it.
Back on the pad down that Cantrell DIY, I decided that I was gonna take my daughter to go skate, which she just was one day out of the blue was like, I want to ride a skateboard. It's like, you've got it. Let's go. And I took her down there, and I took her down that really long slant a couple times, and I let her ride that by herself, and she was ripping and all that. And I was like, you want to go skate by yourself, or you want to keep practicing some other stuff? She's like, yeah, you leave me alone. Let me do my thing. So I let her do her thing, and she walks over to the manual pad after about 5 minutes, and she's like staring at it. And she sets the skateboard up on top of it, and I'm just sitting over on the other side, just kind of seeing what she's gonna do. And dude, she took a couple pushes and tried to ride off of it, and almost got it, but stuck and ran off. Tried it one more time and fell straight to her stomach, dude, and just started crying. So I army crawled over there and got down on her level and was like, "You got two options," which, of course, I consoled her and got her feeling better. But I told her she got two options. We can either sit here, feel it out, let the pain go away and keep playing, or we can go ahead and head home and call it quits right now. And, dude, you could tell her that was really just ticking in that brain. Yeah. And, man, she got up and was like, I want to try it again. Rolled away, and at that point, I could see it click in her like, oh.
It's that natural progression.
Oh, here's that fall, that little bit of pain, and then the payoff that makes it all go away completely. It's like, man, seeing her at almost the same age as I was, getting that little sparkle kind of planted in her, dude, that was probably one of my most proud dad moments right there.
Didn't even have to do nothing.
No, I didn't have to do anything. In fact, she wanted me to leave her alone, so I left her alone.
That's why I think that's a good thing when they want to be left alone. It's like, oh, they just they don't need instruction anymore. They've got what they need. Let them see if they can do that natural.
Feel that sucker out.
Because skateboarding's more than just pushing across the ground. There's going to be some other stuff that comes up. And if they want to do it, then it's like, oh, they got that eye, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got that tick.
Mm-hmm. Well, and being a girl dad, I want to try to introduce her to things as delicately as possible, so she doesn't get, turned away from it. Because it's easy for kids to see the scary of it.
She don't need a giant bloody elbow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But no. I think she got just enough of a taste of it, and luckily, she got some good genes.
Oh, crack on the shin will learn you.
Oh, whoa, I tell you what, that make me want to retire life for 20, 30 minutes.
Have you seen the guy that's he's got a bunch of scooters on it's a merry-go-round, and he's trying to lift weights and his shin's out, and the merry-go-round goes around, and each one's got a scooter thing on it. It's like clank, 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 and he's like, oh.
I mean, if you just...
That's what I say. That'll learn you. It'd be tough. That's tough enough right there, man.
That's tough.
Golly. Yeah. I mean, how do you just not split your whole shin's existence wide open?
I saw another one where he had he said those weren't enough, so he hung some. They were hung up. They were trailer hitches with the ball.
Yeah.
Like just tied up, and he let them come down, and the noise they made when they cracked his shins.
Are you serious?
And he took it, son.
What?
Dude,
that's the gnarliest sound.
Oh,
but I'm with you. Like, how does it not
just separate?
Yeah.
It's like he's got non-skateboard shins.
He's like one of those dudes that kicks those trees until they split in half and goes and kicks a steel pole. Yeah, whatever.
Or he's just one of the dudes that's never been racked and hit there, so there's actually some meat in there.
Oh yeah, no, he has enough to
to absorb it,
to deal with it. Man, I tell you what, this one of my last tattoos I got on my leg. I got a line that went right down, that spot of your shin that is missing all the chunks. It feels like, a couple of mountain valleys. And dude, he was, shout out Matt, Matt Bivens, Rip Rider. Yeah, love you, bud.
Man, hurting myself talking about
dude,
shins, man.
he took that line right up that line. Oh, whoa, I was crawling off of that seat. Phew.
Even if it didn't hurt the most, it's still like super uncomfortable.
Dude, well, and I've had some pretty rough spots hit, but it was just something about right down the line of that shin. Oh boy, if you don't know how to sing, you're gonna learn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You were up here last weekend getting tattooed, weren't you? Didn't you go to Rogers last weekend or week before last?
So, all right. So, I was supposed to get a tattoo, and I had to change the date because I think it was something came up. He had to change the date because I think he had something to go to. Then he got sick and had to change the date again, and then had to change it one more time. And then drove up there, and he says, "Oh, I don't think that this looks right there, so we're just going to do something else." And so it turned into a constellation. So I got something else figured out, and I'm going to be back up here whenever he gets done with, whatever his, he's got a huge trip. He's about to go walk. He's about to walk the Appalachian Mountain Trail.
Oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
I know exactly all that stuff.
Man, I can't wait to hear about it too, but
it's cool, man. You can drive areas out there, but that walking stuff, that's for me. That's
they're going to be walking and camping. And so I know he's
I'm into that.
Like the rest of us, likes to get away from civilization. So
it's an instant
I can't
cleanser,
wait to hear
man.
about it. Dude, there nothing I think restarts the whole everything, like getting out in the middle of nothing, just quiet, can't hear a person.
I talk about
even
too
if you try.
the hiking too. It's like, well, you better hope you brought enough stuff.
Yeah.
Who can't really worry about what's going on at home, because you really need to make sure you got your water, your foods, calorie intake, all that stuff's. You can't just like get out there and go, oh, I'm gonna climb up this tree and act a fool real quick.
Yeah, I got a couple peanut butter and jellies with me, and yeah, it ought to be good.
Some crackers.
Yeah, but it's so weird because it makes you kind of survive like a little bit, or at least think about that more than, oh damn, I got to go back and I got to work next Saturday or whatever, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just stressing. I just something pure about it. I think that's why a lot of people are drawn to homesteading. We've gotten away from a lot of that stuff so much.
Yeah,
it just ends up swinging back the other way.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you're getting stuck in this repetitive circle of
the rat race, brother.
Cityedness.
Well, I
said the rat race.
Yeah, there's a whole like movement about like just like self-reliance, like people coming up with different, whether it be like, I don't know, cooking, gardening, homesteading, or even other things like like sewing and stuff. Like being self-reliant, being able to like handle stuff on your own.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that we've stepped away from it so hard, moving into things that are convenient that now.
Yeah.
If we lose a resource, whatever it may be, it kind of turns into a panic mode instead of a, oh no, it'll be all right. No,
it'll be all right.
I'll just go get this stick and I'll chew on that for a little while.
We get so much stuff delivered. You can get anything delivered to you.
Man.
Liquor, weed, food,
man,
hair products, whatever you want. Just come to your house.
Well, and I've thought like, if we really did see something like supply chain change, it makes you think about the stuff that you use day to day, and you're like, well, what would happen if I couldn't have that anymore?
Yeah.
And like, I even think about skateboards. There
That'd
could
be brutal, man.
That's the one. That's honestly when that topic comes up. That's the first thing that comes across my mind. Is like, all right, what? How thick would the chunk of log have to be for me to get a good ollie on it? As long as I kept the bark side.
Instead of building your own bow and arrow, you're worried about building your own board.
No, dude. Yeah, I'll eat something. But what will I skate?
You have to go to Page.
Man, you better quit it. You better quit it.
Sorry.
Thank you, Paige. Listen,
you're right, dude.
We are, dude. Mad respect.
Yeah.
But it just ain't quite my thing. That's all. Ain't quite my thing. He's like, yeah, let's go ahead and throw this sucker. Let's go throw the irons in the fire.
And I bought 1,000,000 of those freaking boards, so I put in my time and money on that.
Yeah, right. Man, you got the right to say something.
I think everybody's given Paige a chance.
Yeah,
man.
Like everybody has given.
Some people
Paige
still
a chance.
are. So
yeah.
I will say that I know Todd Given will skate the ever living life out of a Page board, and bless his heart, I don't know how he does it, because I mean, just to me, the flat spot that's in the middle that runs down the spine of that sucker. Boy,
there's a flat plane.
There's a flat spot in there.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Look, we're not here to talk shit.
We're not.
But
the thing is,
it's funny because we grew up on those things.
Yeah,
we grew up on them, and he has kept,
He's
Little
still
Rock, North Little Rock. He's kept so much of Arkansas able to skate without having to go through a mall or something like that, and that is something that
I remember
you've got to respect.
Yeah.
It's you can only be around that stuff so long before it starts making you crazy, and he's crazy enough to keep on doing it.
Still spraying.
I sure do wish he'd change that mold up though, bro.
When I remember when I started coming to Little Rock to skate when I was little, and all these dudes had blanks, and they were all. I remember them all being purple at that point because he just probably did a big run.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, what are those? And they're like, yeah, man, just go to this dude out here, and where they're explaining it, I'm like,
am I gonna
really?
get disappeared?
Okay, weird. So we go out there and we're looking, and then we pull up to the place. We're like, is this is the spot, man. And then it's like this,
Yeah.
it's Paige, and we're like, yeah, I'm like, okay, kid, like, let's just pick out the rack, man. Yeah. We were up there every Saturday, man. Every Saturday morning we would go buy a bunch of boards and go skate.
That's all it takes. Giving a skateboarder who clearly bleeds this stuff the opportunity to get their hands on like the base version of that, man. You can art it how you want. You can do whatever you want that you're not worried about it. It's yours to
in the old school. Wasn't the old school pink ramp close to there too? That's a Levy.
I never got to
right
skate it.
In that Levy area?
I think so.
Or it used to be.
Don't get me lying.
But I'm almost positive it was out there, and the pink ramp was too.
I know I've heard the pink ramp.
Some old guys are going to come in and be like, he's
right.
stupid.
You know
I was
what?
little when I went to the pink ramp.
Elbow drop all of you that was talking earlier. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Someone chat in. But
yeah. Chime in.
Let
us know where we're wrong.
I think the internet's pretty good about that.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
I remember driving by pink ramp when I was older, thinking, "Damn, I skated there when I was little, and it had holes in it. It was busted out through the flat and stuff." Thinking, "Man, I'd like to ride that again."
Yeah.
But
I remember when Matt Clark had his ramp. Shout out Matt Clark, we love you, Sugarfoot. He had his mini ramp, and dude, you go driving right by the hood and see that sucker from the highway. And I always wondered, whose is that? And
how do I get there?
Man, God dang, he's been messing with me and picking on me since I was a little kid. If only I would have known that was his ramp, you know. And I ended up, this guy I was hanging out with from when I was pretty young, he was living over there, him and his mom, and so I'd stay with them on the weekends, and found out Matt was living 2 blocks from his house and had just gotten rid of the ramp. Like, man, finally, all of this time I've seen it as a kid, and now I'm, almost in my 20s, and I'm like, I located where it was at. All right. It's gone. All right, peace.
Whatever. Peace out ramp.
Yeah, man, it'd be like that.
Man, when I was little, it seemed like everybody had a quarter pipe in their
driveway.
But then, too, BMXing was kind of big, like rad and stuff. And so you didn't know whose house it was. Like, do they skate or do they bike?
Yeah,
I might get kicked out if it's a bike.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Go out there and try and get a kick turn and get a peg thrown at the back of your head.
Hey, this is for bikes only. Like, it's
Get
just
here,
like
Coop.
that dude's over there. Y'all should get together and put them like this.
Yeah, it'd be way cooler if you did.
Yeah.
Just saying, man.
Well, one place you can't get kicked out of is Kent's backyard.
Yeah, that's for sure. That thing is a lot of fun to skate.
Yeah,
that's he really went out of his way to make sure the right people came and laid hand on that. Dude, that sucker skates. I tell you what, it is fun to skate into the pool when it's full of water as well.
Yeah, I've never been over there when it's full of water, but
dude,
I've seen the lawn trams.
Man, yeah, he'll set up that piece of wood on the stairs, and you just come blasting in from the top of the steps, and just hope you don't slip out on the ramp when you get down there. Oh man, I mean, come on, if it's not dangerous, is it fun?
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
So,
that's right. Preach.
Yeah. Shout out Kent.
Kent.
Ripper.
We'll get him.
I'm gonna go sleep in his yard.
Yeah, let's just all.
In May, I'm sleeping in the yard, dude. Every cane is like I'm sleeping in that yard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. It's fun, man.
Set up a hammock over the deep end. Whatever. Get weird.
So we had that thing at Eureka last weekend.
How did that go?
It was rad.
Man,
I was gonna say that
like
Keenan tried to stay till Keenan was gonna try to sleep up there at at night time, Friday night into Saturday morning. And I remember us all giving him crap because he was sleeping outside on this chat we had. And the next day we're like, he wasn't there. And we're like, what happened? He's like, the cops came up there like 9:45. He's like, get out.
He didn't even have like I think he was only there for
not long.
minutes.
And they're like, get out. They're it was obvious he was sleeping, I guess. Weird, man.
Yeah. Well, I wonder where he was sleeping at.
By the red bench.
Oh, was he not down in the bowl?
Because it actually ended up getting cold that night. And if he would have slept on concrete, it wouldn't have mattered what kind of pad he was on.
That'd have been it.
Plus, he had his hammock, so I think he was.
That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to hammock
up.
Yeah.
But I mean, the point you were talking about camping at Canis, like you won't get kicked out of Canis. But like you're in Eureka Springs, you get kicked out in 30 minutes. Like
yeah, right. And you know what are the chances? I remember my very first time ever going to Eureka Springs. Everybody was like, "Oh, dude, you know it's cool. Camp up there, sleep up there." And we threw our
get away
tent
with
up.
it sometimes.
We threw our tent up in the deep end, and one of my buddies slept on the playground equipment on the bendy bridge.
Yeah,
and.
Like a hammock.
Dude, yeah, it was a good time.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it was Colton too, so you know he's.
Oh.
I don't know.
So
I don't know. Is he
fit?
considered a little person, or? I mean, dude rips. But,
yeah,
you know, it was
I want to say so.
Cool.
Yeah,
as small as he was, he fit right there in that bendy bridge, and it was just cradled him.
That was probably
so
really nice. Yeah,
I bet.
It's like it's a little person cradle.
Yeah,
he's just getting rocked to sleep.
Swinging bed.
He's just getting rocked to sleep.
It's nicer than my bed I got.
I've skated up there before by myself, and deer be like standing there watching you grazing.
Yeah.
The place is cool because it's got a canopy over. They didn't cut a lot of that back when they first built it anyway.
Yeah,
Man, that's one thing that Arkansas could like continue on, is having skate parks that are in like this like nature surrounded.
Yeah, we're down to clean them out.
You know
We'll
what I
clean
mean?
them out. But
Well,
just
and
do
that
it.
right there, if all they had to do was maybe start an initiative that, hey, you want this size, well, whatever money worth of a park poured, y'all clean out the area. Dude, do you know how
Easy money, right?
how
We'll do it
many
quick.
spots would pop up if
we would do a lot of work
if we knew that even if we could just do the work to lay the ramps there, how much stuff there would be to do in Little Rock. And what's crazy, you know, you get up here and everywhere you look is a trail. Everywhere you look is a trail. It leads across the sidewalk and down under two bridges and takes you into the middle of nowhere.
That's right.
I mean, are you telling me that we don't have enough space and, you know, closer to the capital of the state to do
Have that many too.
You know, I mean, something.
Dude, that
It's all
bike
about
stuff's
money
just
anyway.
spilled out of Bentonville though.
Yeah.
And anytime they build a new in Fayetteville now, anytime they build a new neighborhood, same with Bentonville, Rogers, it's got a bike trail system that connects to the other system that connects to the main one.
Yeah.
It's almost like status quo. I kind of wonder if it's in some of these builders' contracts. Like, yeah, you got to have a trail here that connects up.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in their contract, but I probably would say that there's
gonna attract families.
There's some value add that comes with like being near trails. It's like saying that like you're in like a, you know, like a gated community or you got a pool. I mean, it's like it's an amenity.
Yeah.
You know, like being close to a trail or
Totally
something.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Plus, you can use it to get to work if you're really down to ride a bike.
I mean, honestly, it'd be, you know, if Little Rock was a bike around town, dude.
Right.
I think a lot more people would be out of their cars. You know, they're trying to. I can't remember where. I'm sure I'm probably going to get this wrong. So somebody tell me. But somewhere in Little Rock, they're supposed to be connecting a whole bunch of trails that are supposed to just take you from one side of town to the other without having to get off the bike trail. Yeah, and keep you in, I mean, you know, semi woodsy area, you know, pretty enough area.
Hey,
and
Little
close
Rock's
enough
got
to
spots
the water.
to cut through.
Dude, come on, man. Are you kidding me? There's so much potential for
Arkansas is
outdoor
full of
activity. And think about how much money it would bring in just having the ability to bike from here to here.
Oh, I think that's been a big thing for our area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like, you know how you feel like you go out to a ski resort, everybody's got a board or skis on top of their car. It's just, well, now you go up to Bentonville Square and you come up to one of those four-ways, you're going to have a couple of dudes on mountain bikes go in front of you just like a car.
Yep.
And it is. And they're everywhere. It's everywhere. And I can see why they can say they're mountain bike capital of the world, because they don't just have the trails. The infrastructure inside the city, just people just riding around on their mountain bikes ready to dip off.
Dude, when it's inviting
it's
like
not
that.
like that at Whistler, is it? They don't have that kind of community.
I don't think so.
That's
Not
part of their livable
not
area.
I don't think it's like infrastructure based. And I mean, like, you know, if Little Rock is talking about this, then it's because of Bentonville.
Right.
I mean, like straight up, like
dude,
that.
Well,
that's
and, man, I'm telling you, and thank you Bentonville, because that's the kind of like they need some. I don't know why they need such a push to get something going on over there, but there's so much potential. What we're about to get, I think they were talking about getting some trails over back behind Riverview, which is great, beautiful area. I mean, that's
right
nice
down
area.
the river.
There's a lot of potential over there, and why not connect that to something else?
There's a lot of stinking history up and down that river
dude,
that they
I'm
could be
telling
selling,
you,
dude.
I'm telling you, they could really set it up to be really nice, really presentable, and how badass would it be to, like you're saying over in Rogers, how you can basically just be in the middle of town, ride your bike over to the store, throw your stuff in your backpack, and just go and disappear off into the woods and be in a beautiful area. And,
instant. We got a ton
being active and doing something with yourself.
You could literally go out and take a picture of a creek or something, and somebody's like, "Damn, where's that at?" Oh, it's like right over here.
Yeah, we actually rode
we
past it.
We didn't have to drive
20
very
minutes
far
ago.
at all. Yeah. I do like that. Well, I thought when we did the park with Bentonville and talked to them, I think they were like taken back that we were all like, make sure you keep trees and you kind of incorporate it and how to have this, natural. We want maybe even some skatable stuff. Yeah. And I think they were just like, okay, hell yeah. We'll see how it turns out.
Well, I mean, one of the things that, Mark Landry's talking about with the trails, and you're talking about like extra space and nature space. Is and man, we've been talking about this for years, really. But it's like doing some sort of like skatable features along the trail.
They clear it out enough too, so it's not like we need more trees cut down to do this.
You're gonna tell me that's not shareable space if bikes?
Well, no,
people
straight
walking,
up,
that'd be perfect.
Straight up,
kids love running
labeled,
on that stuff,
bro. It's labeled as multi-use. Like that's
right. It is a multi-use trail. Walk your dog, your scooter, your bike, your whatever.
Scooters.
I see a dude in Fayetteville. He's got the super big long roller blades and the 2 ski poles, and he's getting it, man.
When all the one wheelers that are showing up around town.
Oh, the one wheels.
Well, I mean, that. Hey,
dude, they take over the bike trails annually up here.
Come on, Arkansas is the perfect state to have all the amenities to do outdoor activities.
Oh, well, that's what they're pushing too, and it's like, yo, we're over here.
It's like, what do we got to do?
I think one of the problems is skateboarding. And this is just kind of like this is an average gripe, like a general gripe, but it's like skateboarding gets put in the box of, like a nuisance kind of activity. You know what I mean?
Well, when you look at the mountain, when you got the mountain bikers, they got the helmets, they're all decked out. The skateboarders are just in some clothes, and so it's like it's a nuisance, or it's more dangerous.
It turns to a liability.
Yeah, and it's like
exactly.
Tossing your board
like
around.
I can go off the mountain up here and do like a 20-foot drop into some
there's
super
way
gnarly
more gnarly
stuff.
More gnarly stuff.
There's some scary bike stuff out there.
God forbid the skateboarder does a pop shove it over there on that curb,
or God forbid you put like a tiny spine or something off to the trail, or like a little swoopy thing. Like, you tell me the bikes wouldn't like to do that?
Come on.
Well,
let's get everybody together.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd be stoked if you had a hip somewhere on the trail.
Well, honestly, dude,
especially where it kind of turned in and you put it on the inside. Like,
if it could be set up as some sort of like art sculpture,
kind of thing. Skate up on But at the same time, Brandon, when you've been out riding these bikes and it says warning feature. Like, it's telling you, dude, you have to do this feature. Most of the time there's a line to not do it, but it almost makes you think, bro, I have to do this, and it's telling you, hey, danger. And why not put that up?
And that's the answer. Man. If you have some sort of like you're having like the trail that's like going along, and then like there's like an offshoot. And that offshoot sends you to this like roller set, or like
a pop or
a hip or something. Sick. But it's off to the side. So you have your trail that's going, and then you have an offshoot, like you said, that has like a sign that's like, warning, this is
advanced riders or whatever, man,
or something. And I mean, dude, so honestly,
if they're doing it for biking, it would work with skateboarding. But like, I think they kind of figured it out before.
But I'll say
that when it comes to stuff.
But I'll say this now. I'll say that skateboarders, we'd be willing to accept and adopt some sort of like trail grading system like slopes,
like
the
blue,
whole
black, green.
Yeah. We would adopt something like that if it meant that it would aid some stuff being created. Do you know what I mean? If you want us to label it, okay, well, we can label it.
You can do that.
So that label the skill of difficulty.
Yeah, some kid posted a trick, and you'd be like, "Bro, that was on the green."
That's on the green.
Yeah,
it's on the green. No, it's not a sick trick.
Hey, yeah, we see you. Cut it out.
Take it to the blue trail.
You ain't riding no black diamond.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
I don't know.
Only the real ones.
Only real riders
I
ride.
thought too, like, man, if you had certain hills and you just had it off the side, man, give some of the slalom dudes a place to.
Man, I mean, hey, I'm all for it, dude. I'm trying.
Honestly,
to see
it would be sick. Honestly,
you think about all the miles that we have out here. There's room to put.
Dude, come on.
Tiny stuff.
Well, I'm seeing stuff like you could have one section that would be just like a set of like rollers that are just like pumpable rollers that are just along
green for everyone,
and that's off to the left, and then you go down like another like quarter mile, and then off to the right hand side there's like 2 ledges,
maybe some light tabletops with a real mellow kind of like. Wheelchair ramps roll up.
Yeah, no.
Just keeping it simple for
real simple.
Certain spots.
No, but I think that we should incorporate grind features. I think there should be benches that are like,
or even just have a long bar that's like a normal, just long low bar just for like sliding, or like the Santa Monica Pier with those old curbs. Like, why couldn't you have that somewhere further down there? Yeah, where you just have a quarter mile of that thing.
Dude, in China they have like a lot of like they'll have like a skate park, and then there's just all these like features. They're just like they're just concrete features that are around.
Kind of, it feels like a art plaza that they just stuck on the edges of this weird skate park, because they got some weird parks.
Well, and dare we bring up MACBA and stuff like that, those shared spaces where, you've got this museum that they say, listen, we're open at this time. Y'all chill out when it's open at this time.
Isn't that amazing?
Come and skate later. And then everybody's like, all right, cool, man. And so you can see it all working. And then as you leave, you go from spot to spot, there are all these, man, I can't remember where Austin Massa is. Perfect example. He was over, I think, in
Italy or France,
Spain or something like that. And man, he was, it's like areas that you'll walk in between 2 buildings, these beautiful buildings, and the architecture is just gorgeous. And on the sidewalk, it'll just raise up and it'll be like slanted on both sides with a curb on it, and it'll just gradually go up and come back down. And it's just this pretty piece of art that you can climb on and play on, and it'll just be like this alleyway of all these obstacles that are art pieces that are shared space. So it's like, you gotta be respectful of the people walking, but everyone knows that you're gonna come across some skateboarders and people doing stuff, which I think is awesome, because you're meshing everybody together. People are talking, and you're doing stuff within the community. That's sick, man.
Every time I see footage of that place, you can see people off in the back, like having like little picnic, or
dude, having a coffee and snacking on a sandwich, and you've got
and like watching some tricks
you'll
go
hear
down,
somebody
and you've got a perfect back tail happening in front of you,
dude,
and all these dudes
spot.
and are just cheering, and you got sick style. It's like
how. Like that's like the best thing to create like a space where you're setting up skateboarding for viewership,
safe
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a safe space.
Skateboarding safe space.
True.
Golly.
But also people can view it. Like it's a place where skaters can go and feel safe. But then there's like a public place where people can like watch it go down and be like, wow, this is amazing. And like, I mean, I can think of like I don't know, but middle-aged mom that's not a skater that like just thinks it's interesting and is like walking by with her coffee and is like, oh wow, what are they doing?
And that's her first chance to finally see
people
skateboarding happening,
see people rooting for each other.
Because obviously she's not watching the X Games,
but she's seeing
the rah-rah from people. Yeah.
She's seeing real skateboarding happen. In
its purest form,
dude. Straight up. So my mom, she was a dance teacher. They moved their studio a couple times, and in Little Rock there was this furniture store called Brandon House, and right behind it was this shopping center, and at the very end of it was this 8-stair, and roll up was There was no cracks. It was flat, but it was kind of rough concrete. The rollaway was flat, kind of rough, but then it dropped off and headed down this hill that you could bomb. So she wound up moving her business over there, and she got the building right in front of the stairs. So I stayed on the stairs, and right to the right of the sidewalk, the parking lot dropped down real far. So there's a bank right here up to a little ledge. And it was like I had all the perfect stuff to play on. And she was like, constantly my students are coming in and saying, you got some little kid out there skateboarding and stuff. And she's like, oh, I like watching it, seeing him jump down the stairs. And
that's great.
So it was nice to have a skate spot to take the friends and know that, we weren't going to get a boot. And you kind of see the people in there practicing, looking out the window and all that shit.
That's funny.
I can't take it anymore. Get out of here.
We need more of that.
We do. We do. And it honestly, what that takes is it takes business owners being accepting of skateboarding and the risk that comes with it. So it's like it's everybody knows that skateboarding comes with like a social contract that like it's right at your own risk, skate at your own risk. Like we all know that.
But they don't.
Yeah. But they don't.
That's what I always hated. Like, well, you could sue me. Like, bro.
Do you understand how much money it takes to try to sue somebody? Do you understand that I am a broken skate? Look at my skateboard.
Yeah, like
Look at my shoe.
I came down here to take a fall. And I brought 5 friends with me.
I had to crawl in through the hole in my shoe to get a session in. And
look at my bloody toe.
Are you kidding me?
My strawberries on my elbows.
Yeah.
I'll show you on my hip too if you want.
Dude, let me just deal with my nervous system and I'll be out of here in some time. Don't worry about it.
So I'm gonna holler at the chat for a second. Chat's been pretty active, pretty busy. Got some homies up in there.
Oh man.
Let's see, Ryan Foray, Mark Landry, Scott Ripple, Tim Marley, Ted.
What up, all y'all?
Ted.
Yo.
Ted Savonslock, dude.
Ted, I love
Ted
you,
up in the chat, dude.
You're so cool. He that is just one of the most sincere, just down dudes, and is like if you talk to him about what you've got going on, he is hyped on what you've got. Like
Ted's down, dude.
Dude is a real one.
That's a down dude, yeah. Ted. Appreciate you being down. Fletcher Clement, how about the Circle Jerks Descendant show? Yeah, we did talk about that
just for briefly.
We did talk about that earlier.
Didn't get to go.
Yeah.
You're in a there's a room of people that didn't go, but
we
all knew people. That
I even had to work, and I drove by there like an hour before it was on, and there was like all these people out there, and I was like, don't just drive by.
You drove by?
That sucks. I know if I would have told my boss, he would have probably been like, all right, well, get out of here.
Yeah,
Go
get out of here.
Like,
well, I had to get up the next morning at 5:45.
Bro, Andrew had that Andrew had that cheap ticket
too.
He
was like, yo, I got an extra ticket. And
yeah.
I just turned. That's when I closed the chat. I'm done. I'm not
this is
because I wanted to bad, but
I'll say I personally I'm more of a Descendants fan. Dan Circle Jerks, but that's just my personal taste.
Yeah, they were the main.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I just had never seen the Descendants. I think I saw the Circle Jerks at some point a long time ago, but I could be wrong. Yeah, but I know I'd never seen the Descendants.
Yeah, I hadn't been to many shows. I won't lie.
No,
but,
I have, but just this year has been It's like I've either been busy or just bad timing. That's what this one was, just bad timing. And I waited and waited and waited. I was like, I'm going.
I mean, honestly,
it was in the middle of the week, man.
Yeah, the time of week was tough. But I will give them props for programming because that's a good show to bring around here.
Yeah, and that place has been bringing
some pretty
good
acts.
Shows, heavy stuff, punk stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've missed a couple shows there. That's the issue.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get your ass back.
I know Mark don't like that place.
You don't. Mark, why don't you like that place?
Yeah, I don't.
Tell us in the
it's
chat.
Security or something there.
An interesting story. We like stories.
He definitely let us know right when they announced that. He's like, that place.
That place.
Fuck those dudes. Nerds.
They don't brew their beer there no more. They turn it into a venue.
That. Yeah. I mean, not that was
what's cool is
draw
it's over there by the mall, so it's not really super residential. Well, they can kind of be loud.
Yeah, it's easy in and out. That's what I think that venue is like. Pop around the highway and get out of there.
Yep. Seriously.
Convenience, man.
Yeah,
It's cool. I mean,
it's important.
I don't see why we don't have more shows here. I know they even had like some people doing a podcast, like a live podcast up there at that place.
Hey, Mark says Jock Bar.
Jock Bar. Except for when they have
they did have circle jerks and descendants. So I mean,
I forget who else they had that I was like, well, that's legit. Yeah.
No, they've. I mean, they had some like hip hop acts.
I think like
they had Tech Nine.
Yeah, didn't they have August Burns Red or no?
Man, there was a metal band.
There was
a metal band that
pop
Scott
band too.
wanted to see there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Fletcher Clement says show was so good.
Oh,
he rode with Alan Taylor. Oh,
nice.
Okay.
Shout out.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what we're talking about.
That's some good stuff right there.
That's legit.
Man, I bet that was a good time.
But it's a Jock Bar, so we can't go.
I remember going to places like Vino's and be like, "Oh, this show's sick."
Yeah,
there would always be a jock or two in the crowd that was just trying to start shit.
Yeah,
naturally.
Yeah,
naturally.
I want to go over to one of the casinos. They were having, who was it? Extreme, the band Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
But then who was opening for Extreme was In Living Color.
What?
Or Living Color.
Living Color. Yeah.
And I'm stoked on that band, and I'm like, what?
That's sick.
Just like I think just over in Oklahoma.
That's a trip. At a casino.
Show up, watch the opening band, and leave.
Get rowdy at the casino. Go and hit the
hit
the food bar.
You think you've seen Hick till you go over to freaking Oklahoma?
Dude, sounds
casino,
great.
son.
Bro, don't Cherokee.
Woo,
dude, casino shows. You can.
You can
get lit at a casino show. Like they let you,
and they're pumping oxygen into those places too.
You get high. Yeah.
Keep it going.
Dude, I'm sure.
That's why you can chain smoke like nobody's business because you're getting awesome fresh air.
Yeah,
just chain smoking.
Might pick up smoking cigarettes myself.
Yeah, going through one of those.
Hell yeah, shit.
That's great.
That's what I said. You ain't seen Redneck till you go to that, or you go to Rocklahoma.
Rocklahoma, yeah, dude. Yeah, Jesse does Rocklahoma now.
You may not go in there, Redneck, but when you leave, you'll be.
You're gonna be.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a little bit of that pull at the end of whatever you say.
Dude, I would go. There's some.
That thing is like you'll see. Like, oh, there's cool band. Ooh, I gotta stick.
No, it's
all
like
that other shit.
It's a cool band. 5-finger death punch. Like that's how I see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my interlude.
Sorry for anybody that
loves Rocklahoma.
Loves 5-finger death punch. But
yeah.
I don't think they're listening to this show.
Well, they should be.
You should be. If
get yourself cultured.
Yeah. Learn you something.
Yeah.
I'd rather them listen to like the new Metallica than that band, 5-Finger Death Punch. Like,
man, you know they're so grumpy and grouchy, and it's just hard to get behind Metallica. I'm sorry if
so I'm saying, like, even their new stuff's better than 5-Finger Death Punch. Yeah, like if you're gonna be into one of those, if you're gonna kind of pose, then go with the
new Metallica. Go with new Metallica.
If anything, go to new Metallica.
Hey, there's like some new program, like AI program, where you can be like, okay, I want to.
Oh yeah.
Like you just want, I want James Hetfield to sing this song while I play guitar or whatever it is you want, and it'll do it, and it's like,
bro,
what?
Like, I will blow
weird.
Everybody's minds right now.
Awkward, man.
If you'd like to be entertained for a long period of time, There I Ruined It is the channel.
Man,
yeah,
they ruined it.
There I Ruined It.
Oh,
do you know that one?
When they talk about what people who don't like Red Hot Chili Peppers hear when they hear Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah,
it's just. Oh man,
like it's just a string of like nonsense. Yeah,
that dude.
No,
man, I used to skate to Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
No,
I remember when it first came out. You skating mini ramp that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would say and then early,
but at that point too, it was like early '90s or mid '90s, and it's starting to get like that type of music, like alternative music, starting to get popular.
Yeah,
but
then all the posers are listening to it,
and they were one of those bands that were like on the forefront of pushing modern.
Yeah, I found the album Mother's Milk in the back of Thrasher.
Yeah,
that's how I knew about it. So if it didn't filter through Thrasher, I probably didn't know about it.
I mean, I'm just saying, from that to
but you're right,
world, it was just kind of like that chose everything for me. So
I think it does for a lot of skate culture, and even still some today. Not 100% today,
but at least just watching clips and footage. If you get a video, there's somebody's going to have tunes.
There's and also too
some of that's
there's
dying
some
out, that's sad. But
yeah, that's true. Like skate videos should be like a place where like music, like where you.
I watch old skate videos just because I know they're going to have rad music.
Dude, I'm telling you,
You know?
and solid B-roll. To me, if
Oh yeah,
you know
sure.
that Will Lloyd, shout out, dude,
out
you
Will Lloyd.
ripper, your view is
I saw him.
sick. Your
I
eye
saw
is
him do a
badass.
Benny Hanna
Man,
in the
yeah,
streets,
you
baby.
goddamn
What?
right, he did.
Yeah.
Him and was it?
They were skating at some hip. Him and Ted were out there. A couple other people.
There's this
But
dude.
he totally was like whoop whoop whoop. Whoop,
Yeah,
like
there's
nothing.
this dude Ian we know who's doing pop shove it Benny Hanna's.
I've seen
off
him
light.
do those.
Man, that kid is just
It's cool looking.
He's tightening them up.
Yo.
It looks
But
cool.
that's that's one thing I respect about Will Lloyd's videos is for me to really hit home is having some solid B-roll and seeing some hijinks and some messing around, and dude, you gotta videotape a bum.
For
You
sure.
gotta throw in a trash
That's
can
true.
that's on fire.
That's true.
Yeah.
You gotta just a little. Some of that is, dude. It's necessary. You got to get that skateboarder
You're
feel
funning.
in there. Yeah, dude, you're funning hard, man. And when people see that, that's what makes them want to go skate. You know, of course, outside of good tricks done good by cool people.
Yeah. Well, and so
but
like his
it
last.
looks fun.
Mhm.
The whole
Yeah.
thing looks fun.
Yeah.
It makes you want.
He's
to jump.
capturing it.
Yeah. His the last video was the hit piece video, and what I was describing, I was talking to somebody in the skate industry about local videos,
Yeah.
and I was like, hit piece just came out, and I was saying like, it's so amazing to see his videos, and like it feels like a pro video. Like
it feels like the
you know?
videos I watched when I was young that I
He's
wish
got
I
it.
was
So
seeing
I said, he's got the
now.
feel,
He's
man.
got
He's got
it.
it.
today.
Yes.
And I'm happy that it's him. I'm
Yeah.
happy it's a hometown player.
Absolutely.
And he gets good tricks, man. He has got a eye.
absolutely.
And not to mention how long that dude will stay hunkered over,
Oh,
Yeah,
burning
he's
his
always-
back
he
to
seems like-
bits in the middle of the summer.
He's gonna
for
meet
the
up with
trick.
you if he's gonna film you or something. You know, he's gonna go get it. He's gonna go get
and
the
that's
film.
That's
on
what's nice is that if you're willing to show up with you got your shit ready, he will capture it.
That's true.
properly.
Yeah. And I mean, and then also too, I mean, to have like, honestly, Will, dog, you're the total package.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, dude,
I
you're
mean, like
sick.
he can film, he can edit, and he can skate.
Yeah, that's
Like-
that's the
and
modern.
He's got a
That's
good
what you
taste
got to
in
do now.
music too, and
That's what
that-
you got to be able to do now. You
yeah.
got to be able to skate and film.
Dude, I'm
It's part
telling
of it.
you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Otherwise, it'll be seen. The real ones will.
The
feel
real
it.
ones will
They'll
know.
feel the love that is either missing or overflowing from it, and let's just say, Hit Piece was overflowing with the love.
Was a hit
it was legit, dude. I mean, he put it down.
Yeah, well, and
He
it
put it
gets
down.
you in
Yeah.
your feelings. It's like, man, these are hometown dudes that are all really cool,
And, dude,
they are ripping
all the tricks, dude.
and
all the
and
tricks.
Once
I
again,
mean, it's just
the
like
music is good with it, and it's like he is clearly taking the time to make sure he gets good clips well, and I appreciate that.
I've honestly I've thought about that and considered, like, I was thinking about like the depth of that. Like, is this trick collecting, or is it these dudes just shred so hard that they're just getting clips like this all the time?
Dude,
you know,
they are out getting.
I've been out with
clips.
them a couple times, and they're always like, "We're going here, we're going here,
Yeah,
and we're
man.
going here at
They'll
least."
sometimes they'll make like an itinerary of a couple of spots
that's what I'm saying.
and stuff that they plan on trying there. And
Someone's got an idea at this spot, so
I
that's on the
love
trip
seeing that.
plan.
Yeah, dude, it's so sick. And if you go, you might end up showing up to a spot that you may not want to skate, but you better stick around because you're gonna witness something great. by
Yeah.
one of the
on it.
8 people that can all destroy everything they touch. That one of them's gonna go off.
I just don't get to go ride street much, and the couple
Yeah.
times Nick's taken me, Gibson's taking me down there to run with them. It's like, sweet, they're dragging me all these spots that I used to go to as a young man, and and different ones. And like you said, the new kids are there, so
Yeah,
they're trying to show
that's
out,
tight.
and just it makes the old dude feel good to go around to do that.
It
And like,
makes
please take me to a bunch of spots.
It makes you proud of your state and your scene and of these dudes who you saw were pretty young at one point, and they just took the reins and were like, oh, we got this.
We'll just keep going. Keep
Chill.
going.
We got this. I remember Brock Eds. He told me in regards to Canis, he said, this place is yours now. You got to take care of it.
Pass the torch.
y'all got to take care of it. Y'all got to do the job. And I know that, along with that, he was like, y'all are the ones that are going to push the scene in the direction it's going to go. And man, all these kids that are showing up, dude, they are ripping.
Well,
Okay, this kid Case, his back tells. I don't know what is going on in the water that he's drinking, but this kid can back tell with the best of them, and I mean what he's like collarbone high, man.
Yes.
Canis Creek water.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, they're sipping it. That
Bottle it.
That and Bubba Seth, man.
Seth.
Those dudes,
Bubba Seth.
Shout out, dude. You have come so far. We are proud of you.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I gotta, shout out Dirty in this conversation.
Man,
but
I'll tell you what, Dirty. Yep.
Dirty D.
Man.
So like, and 2%. So like and all the other board companies out there doing stuff right now. And like, everybody has to remember that like, you're adding to the sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're adding to the sauce that is the skateboard culture that we have here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I will definitely say in the past 10 years that the scene has gotten so much cooler, and Arkansas to me is a badass place to come to and catch cool people and good skateboarding, and we've got some all right places around, and
for sure.
It's funny because we don't have the best parks or even a lot of parks. But I get so many people like, man, y'all scene is awesome. Because y'all have one in Little Rock. Northwest Arkansas has a pretty good one. And it's just...
and everybody shows love to each other, too,
come back and forth. And more people are starting to come in from Missouri and Oklahoma and feeling welcome to come over just because they know, like, hey, that's,
Yeah,
it's different here.
The ripping birds are flocking together, man. Everybody's kind of picking up on the vibe that is needed right now, and I think that a lot of areas are starting to really appreciate it and are stoked on what's coming out of these lower states and such.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that Arkansas is kind of starting to create its own footprint.
It's different just because it's that different. And then when you get here and you realize like a bunch of us skate a bunch and camp a bunch, and then you go out in that camp stuff
and you do the whole package.
You get the whole package.
Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah. That's why I think that a lot of that is why there's so much grit here. These kids, like we were getting beers tossed at us. Now these kids have to deal with homeless people that are shooting up at the park and stuff like that, which they should not have to do or have to deal with. But the bottom line is, man, it's creating these little monsters that have got what it takes to really show out.
Hadn't we all seen some stuff at Canis we shouldn't have seen when we were little?
Man, I tell you what, boy,
Can attest to that.
Phew, I don't think we got enough time.
I remember one time.
I don't know if I want to tell all those stories.
Just because, man,
some of those were
somebody was with us and they had never been, and I don't even know if they were originally from Arkansas, but like around the kind of the parking lot, the grass is all full, and there's some girls out there just smashing some whiskey, and then like we go back into the park to push around. And you're like, whoa, what was that? And those same females are just freaking blasting through, shooting up stuff. And the guy was like, what? He was just like, they were just like, yeah, dude, they don't care. They're here to ride, dude.
It's the Wild West out here, man.
And it was probably Little Rock girls, man. I'm not trying to dog on the Little Rock girls.
I mean, hey, dude, you got that wild hair in you, boy. It'll come on
and Canis does stuff to you.
It does.
Canis does stuff. That's legit.
come up there with a backpack full of fireworks and just see how your night goes.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I bet you run through all of them.
Yeah,
that's right.
I bet you're going to get shot at everybody that is, you know, daring enough to drop in.
I just was blown. It's kind of cool. Like I've been out to Herman Hole and it can get gnarly because it's like it's a little different, but every year Canis though, like I've been there so many times and it's like you said, it would rain one year and people would still skate and slip out. It didn't matter.
Still set stuff on fire.
Yeah. Before they had the bowl, the band was on the deck of the big bowl. That was like a really
that was a good idea.
I love that.
That was a good idea.
Like dudes are playing while you're blasting through.
Dude, 5-0s right in front of the drums. Like, are you kidding me?
That was
and
perfect.
those dudes don't care when a board shoots out and slaps the cymbals.
That's right.
It got them hype,
They
man.
start breaking shit.
That helps.
It gets the band hype, man.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, you know, you can only explain this so much whenever you go out of town and you're trying to, you know, hey, hype somebody up to come on and come catch the bash. It's a good time if you need something to do. And once they all get there, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, damn, dude, y'all are. You get down. Arkansas
and you know what, too?
Rips.
It's not like you go there and there's a bunch of vendors just trying to sell you a bunch of, I don't know, crap half the time.
Yeah.
You know, just come, hang out, meet some new people, fall down a few times, probably.
Yeah, listen to some fast music, make you want to go jump in the pit a little bit, pushing people around.
Holler at people for doing tricks.
Yeah, there's, like you said, the vendors that come out are usually, you know, people that are into this kind of stuff. So you get a lot of people that you know and you're familiar with and that are into what's happening. So, you know, that just helps a lot.
I saw a video earlier. I'm going to say this because I'm not into this. And it was like, it was inside and there's all these people in this skate shop. It's a pretty big skate shop. And there's all these tables and all these kids. I mean, there's kids everywhere. I'm like, what's going on? And I can hear noise and I realize it's all fingerboarding and it's a contest.
Oh, man.
There's got to be 4 tables with all hubbas and stuff. I'm old now.
I'm old.
I do not like that shit.
What, man? You ain't trying to step up to the skate park and see this sick ass kickflip, nose grind, tray flip out?
I just think it's a weird thing to. Like right now, he knows that there's all these customizable.
There is.
Dudes are pressing their own stuff.
Well, and you know, to a certain extent, like that's cool. From an artistic
I'm
point.
not saying I didn't do it when I was 14.
You know, but at some
it
point,
wasn't
it's
like
like,
that.
dude, y'all are. Here's the set me what y'all trying to get this fingerboard session going. Like, come on, man! I just built this brand new Hubba bench set.
Yeah,
dude,
I get it.
Sick.
I get it. You're stuck in class, and you're like, I just want to go skate. I just want to go skate.
Yeah,
but when you can, instead of skating, you decide to go do that. What the hell is going on, man?
I brought my fingerboard to the session just in case I get bored because you guys are fucking boring.
I wouldn't even care if I couldn't kickflip and stuff. I'd rather just go push around on my
look. I'll be the advocate for these kids.
I'm not anti, but I just don't think it's.
Look,
it's weird to me. It's like
no, I know. Look, what it is. It's you know, they're paying homage to the act of skateboarding.
True.
And a lot of them who are doing that aren't in a position where they can like do tricks. Like they might not be good. Or I've seen elderly, there's this one old dude that fingerboards and is like really good at it.
Yeah.
There's no way he can skate. Like I know, you can tell the dude cannot skate.
His joints say no.
Yeah.
All over.
So I mean, like there's a place for it, but I think replacing skateboarding, it's like you can't replace something with the simulation of it. Like
it's like smalling it down, and it's like, so do I get that much less
like,
of a feeling?
Well, it's like I don't know if y'all know this, but there's like the game Session, the skate sim Session. There are people who are really good at it, and then you can also like make custom skateboards in this game and like share the skateboard, like the file or something. Anyways, there are skateboard brands, virtual skateboard brands, and then there are virtual skateboard teams, pro virtual skaters, and these virtual skaters have pro parts.
Yeah, bro.
See, and it's to a point now, you know.
You come across on an Instagram, you're like, oh, what's that? Dude, that's a computer game.
It's virtual.
You know, skateboarding has become such a cool, open, wide widely wanted to be done thing that, you know, I'm not surprised that there's these different outlets to, you know,
that
to
branch
to,
off of it,
to
every
get
little thing
that
off
feeling, because, you know, I can't say anything. I had all sorts of fingerboard ramps, and, you know, I played Tony Hawk, and
I played all video
I played
games,
every single one of them, and
to
you
me
know,
it was a fidget
but
thing.
I guess
you still
where I
get
couldn't
a
do it.
little bit of that, like trying, and then instead of going crazy, oh, I got it. And you still get a little bit of that,
you get a little
as
taste.
if you
A little
were
taste.
out there
Yep.
trying that one that you've been nervous about. And
I just the whole
you know,
let's have a contest. Let's have.
Look,
I better
man,
stop.
you don't
before
want-
I
you don't
piss-
want-
I won't
you don't
piss
want-
somebody off if
you
I
don't
keep
want the
going.
bowl jam. You don't want the fingerboard bowl jam
no,
with the
look.
80s sets.
What? You know, the next time I see one
Hand
of those,
plant.
I'm gonna go up, and when dude's in there, I'm gonna be
Hand
like,
plant.
"Ho, snake!"
Oh, yeah.
You snake them.
Fucking out of the way. Like I snaked him.
Well,
I'm gonna start
focusing-
snaking everybody at
Focusing
fingerboarding.
fingerboards.
Now that would be some shit. Now that would be something right there.
And I guess my point being was that, like, you can't replace the thing that you're simulating. You can't replace it with that, with the simulation.
Hey,
you know,
there's also this.
Yeah,
they've been doing these studies. There's a new study out there, and it's basically saying, want to live to 100? You need to pick up an action sport, and the top one is freaking skateboarding. To live till you're old.
But
they say all these dudes that stopped, they're all coming back to it in their 40s and 50s and 60s. They're all coming back, and it's skateboarding. It's that type of stuff that they're going back to, and it's causing longevity. I know it's bad for your joints, but mentally, man,
But also,
if you're not good mentally, your body's going to break down. So
a person in motion is gonna stay in motion and has to stay in motion.
Motion is lotion.
And we
right.
exactly, and we do know that if we don't use it, then we lose it. And at some point,
that's right.
you know, even if it's breaking our joints and stuff down, that mental reset that comes from it, I think. I mean, I don't know any better since I'm a doctor. You know, I think that it kind of like it keeps your joints and your stuff able to move, because, you know, your mind frame is of an able-bodied person, and you need to get out there and do something. And you've got that itch for a reason.
You get the itch.
Man.
Yeah. It's the itch.
It's like if you skate, you're like into that like action type sport. Like I would dare you to like do nothing for 2 weeks and tell me your sciatica don't hurt.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Just sit around for 2 weeks and do nothing.
I think mine hurts
and
right
tell
now.
me it don't.
man,
I know.
yeah,
right?
just talking about it.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like sit
we're
around and do
we're all
nothing.
like, we got to get up. We got to get.
Sit around and do nothing and see if that sciatica don't start screaming at you.
Yeah.
and then go crazy in the process because you're not out there skateboarding.
And that starts
hurting
to
yourself.
jack with you.
Dude, I'm telling you, moving into the age that I'm in now on my, you know, second knee replacement, trying to come back from that, and, you know, back pains and things that legitimately stop you, and that you have to take a week or two away from, and then all of a sudden now you're back able to do it again. Everything in you is stiff. Your brain's going crazy, like, I gotta go out here and jump, and you try to jump, and your body is just like,
No.
cut it out.
Yeah.
You know, dude, it's really weird. I remember my grandma. She was active to the day that she died, and one thing that she used to always tell me was, I feel in my head like I'm still 19 years old. Everything in me is still just like, I gotta go. It doesn't matter if it's traveling to go play some baseball. It does not matter what it is. Go do something. And, you know, I get it. You know, you gotta stay moving, man. Otherwise, it'll slow you down, make you old.
That's the way I am.
Make you funky.
I totally tweaked my knee, and I don't even know if I'll be able to skate this summer. It's going to take me a while to get it. It didn't do anything bad, but it's sprained, and it's like, oh, that doesn't go away very fast. And then I went to Canis.
Eureka.
Yeah, it'd been a month, and I
Yeah.
was like, I couldn't stand it. Everybody was just ripping, and I was like, I'll just go here. I went too fast and realized, you're going to step off, dumbass? And I had to, and it hurt. It's so bad. So it was like, oh, I made it a month, healed, and then I just took 2 weeks back, basically.
Yep.
And that's
right
it.
there.
That's how that works.
That right there, it's...
You keep telling yourself, well, I didn't do any damage and it's not broken, so I can just overcome or I can outpower it. But it's like, it's that waiting period, and that's the mental
That's the
aspect
hardest
of
part. Yeah, this last knee that I got done, the worst thing was I decided mentally I'm going to do exactly what they tell me to do. And so whatever they suggested, that was what I did.
Yeah.
I did not touch my skateboard. Okay, I lied. I laid a flat skateboard on the ground, and when I was where I was doing my jump exercises, I did a couple pop shove-its on the ground. That was it.
So you got through the physical therapy, you know.
Dude,
you knew.
I stuck to it.
That's what that thing does for me.
I did not touch the actual skateboard. I didn't stand on it. I didn't do none of that. And I waited until they were like, all right, I think that you can jump now, because I was on their heels. I was like, y'all are going to make sure that I can go and ollie, right? And I'm like, I'm in my 30s. I got to be able to jump.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
I'm at that teetering point where I got to stay active, so I need y'all to make me where I can work and skateboard. That's all that matters. And, dude, by the end of the day, or the end of the last day, they were like, all right, you can go home and try your ollie. Just
dude, I
keep your brace on.
I love physical therapy.
Like, hell yeah. Dude,
I started getting hurt when I got older, and every time I went, I was like, this is sick.
Dude,
because it was all specialized,
Yeah.
and then I could take it home with me. And even well after surgery and healing and all that, I would continue some of that. And then that's when I started saying, okay, I can maintain this. I can keep doing this stuff, man. So we should all plan on doing it for a long time, because it's possible.
Yeah, whatever will keep me doing it into my 60s. I would like to be able to ride a skateboard when I'm 80. I'd like to at least stand on one and roll across the house and be like,
I think
get a little.
As long as we continue to do some of it in some sense, our muscle memory will remain. And you may not be as flexible. You won't want to take no falls. But, and that's kind of now for me.
You can at least step off.
I don't
of
want
it.
to fall.
I tell you what, when I was up here last weekend, I went and stopped by there was some metal skate park.
You were at Rogers. I saw that video. I was like, what?
Okay, so I stopped there and I was like, oh, I could board slide that round rail, that curved rail. Man, I'd be fine. Quick little warm up, and I forgot my rail was broke on my board and was flipped upwards, and I was like, oh dude, well, all I gotta do is just go fast enough, and I can stay locked into the back, and I got halfway through that thing, and it tossed me straight to what was my good knee. And now a week later,
now you got two bad knees.
I'm like, oh man, I'm heading back up to Rogers. I gotta be able to skate at least Saturday or Sunday, one of those days. And here I am, like,
that's a weird part.
Bending it, and it's popping. I'm like, oh man, I gotta hope I can get this.
That is a weird park, man.
It's weird. I do like the ledge. I like some of it.
Yeah, you were skating that flat ledge, the two height flat ledge. Yeah, that is a good ledge.
But man, I love ledges too, but
no,
you're not going to screw one up most of the time.
Yeah, well, and that right there, it's, hey, as long as it grinds easy, if I can nose manual grind,
then it's good to go.
I'm happy.
Right.
But there's weird trainy there. There's some weird spine.
Man, I tell you
all
what,
the
that
transition
huge,
is weird there.
Gigantic
the vert wall
that's just like there, that kind of
5 foot of vert on it.
Dude, there is no way you are going to drop in that.
Or if you get up into the
side
vert
of the park and be able to do something,
right? Even if you get up into the vert and you come back, where are you going?
Yeah,
there's shit in the middle.
You're going home is where you're going,
because you're gonna hit the middle stuff and be like, ah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But that being said, for a metal park, I honestly had a pretty good time there.
Yeah.
There's only one other metal park I've skated. It was at the Easy 7 ditch. When you pull up to an art park, and when we got there, I was like, dude, no way, No, we're not doing this. We didn't come to Texas to skate an art park. Get me out of here.
At least
they're like, dude, chill.
At least it ain't preform.
It's at
they used to.
The ditch is
well,
here.
yeah. And so we walked to the other half. But I will say, the metal mini ramp that is at the top of the Easy 7 ditch, dude, that is easily the best metal mini ramp I've ever skated. And the way that the quarter pipes were at Roger were kind of similar with the way that the coping is set into it, and it's not like a weird cap,
That's
right.
So it's actually it grinds.
It doesn't feel
like,
strange.
In Bentner, which one? Bentner Bryant's got like a half a piece of coping that they put up on.
Dude, you want to tell?
I think it's Bryant.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Benton
cut it in half.
Benton took a turd and just hit it with sandpaper and just made it as bad as possible, and then gave it back to the community and was like,
strange.
"Here's your skate park back, guys." And dude, it's the ledge area is buns, man. It's like sitting area, but also grindable. But it's like this weird kind of track that brings you down to the ground.
A weird
I'm
part.
sorry. I'm going to try not to get too deep into this, but you used to be able to drop in with enough speed to air over the flat
Flop
of
over.
any of those middle
Right.
ramps. When you drop in now, if you don't get 4 pushes across the middle, you're not ollie.
What they do? The concrete or the ramp surface?
So they took everything apart.
I knew
and
they'd done that.
They added a few things. They stretched the width and the length out just a little bit, I think, something like that. They added a little extra concrete, put some more ramps there, and then gave it a nice pristine brush finish on top of the flat. So it doesn't matter what part of the skate park that you try to skate to, you're pushing over there.
That's insane.
As hard as you can.
Yeah, that's scary.
Some dude at City Hall was like, I got a great idea.
Hey man, I got this.
This is how you finish concrete.
Well, dude, so at Canis, Bart, shout out Bart with God, I can't remember who was he pouring for. I'm sorry, I feel so bad now.
Was it Hunger?
Yes. So they came and dude added extra concrete and did all this extra stuff he didn't have to do, but they had to leave. And the flat in front of the French wall, I think it was, the city was like, oh, yeah, man, we'll come out there and we'll finish that up for you. And, man, they came out there and their whatever that big-ass fan is, that broke. And so they would kick it on and it would wop, 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 wop. And it would smack the concrete and was leaving all these marks. And so they were
Yeah, it's got to keep
having
running.
a time, and so they were sitting there trying to screed it all out, and finally, the skaters walked over like, "Hey, man, if you'll let us, we'll finish.
We'll
this
finish
for
that
you.
for you."
For the love of God,
they
please
had
let us
they had
finish
the
it.
broom out there and everything, and was going to brush it, and it was a square section right in front of the French wall.
That would have been horrible.
It was about to be just a sidewalk style of chunk
Shit
of concrete.
show.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was rough, and they were
bad.
like, "Man, y'all did a pretty good job of finishing that off. That thing's shiny."
Because they don't need it that way.
And then they've never finished anything like that, so they just
man.
like,
Yeah, and they were
why did you
kicking
do
it
that?
hard, dude.
Yeah.
We were having a grand old time.
That's tight.
So,
It would have been so gritty.
oh, dude, that and
Brushed.
what's funny is as of late that wall has been getting hit a whole lot more. So having a big old rough spot right
in the
there,
worst. That would have been the worst spot for it to be.
Total speed killer going into that. And
dude,
like a little.
there would have been some fits thrown. That's for sure.
Who did that?
Yeah.
City. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's funny.
Thanks for caring, dudes.
Well, I'm gonna shout at the chat before we wrap things up. Fletcher's in the chat talking a bunch
Wrap
of
it up,
business.
Yeah, what up?
He shouted out Cheapskates.
Yeah, Cheapskates, what's good?
Yeah, about you had to go to go see some real skating. You'd have to go to Cheapskates
In Memphis?
Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron Hale, shout out.
Yep.
Ron. And now you can see a local kid do that. Didn't rip.
Yeah,
Back when we were done with that.
Memphrica
Yeah.
is breeding some mean skateboarders. Shout out
Memphis.
Binger. God damn, Binger.
Bang.
Dude, of all people.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
man, yeah,
The main Memphian.
yeah.
The main
they're
Yeah.
they're pumping them out.
Isn't there a new park in Maumelle or fairly new?
Maumelle?
Is it Maumelle or is it?
I don't think
not
so.
Morgan. No, dude, there's something down towards y'all, and I think it's got
Really?
like blue or green coping.
Oh, gross.
Dude, no, seriously,
Where's
I think it's
that?
just been painted. Somebody poured it. It's one of those M towns coming back this way from Little Rock.
Shout it
Dang
out.
it, somebody knows.
Shout it out in the
Somebody
chat.
knows
Shout
it.
it out in the
But I
chat
just
if you know
assumed
it.
you might have wrote it because it's right there. But they like, I literally heard like, there it is, and everybody's like, wait, when did that happen?
Yeah, hey,
Right,
somebody
right.
hop up in the chat and
Yeah.
and give us some
It's not- it's-
info. Skaters want to do
I
skater
could have
stuff.
swore it
with
was Maumelle,
skaters.
but I could be wrong. What's
I mean,
the other
I've-
M there besides Morgan?
Man, I'm not sure. I know Maumelle is ass cheeks. So
That would be weird, wouldn't it, if they got a new city?
yeah, well, and they had.
I think it's like a simple back and forth, but there's some. It's like legit. I don't.
Okay.
I don't
Well, I
know
know
who built
they've
it.
got some somewhat jankety metal part inside of a fence. Shout out little Dennis over there skating the hell out of that park. I don't know how in the world he makes it work, but
if that's your local park, man, that's
bless your heart,
that's
dude.
what you get,
oh
dude.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing is skateboarders. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah,
we're gonna make it work.
Yeah. See, we got Tim Marley in the chat talking about Rogers Park being dope. OG skate station.
Well, that's what I said. I drove the OG skate station, which had metal surfacing, so nothing compares to that.
Right.
Because he would build out, if it had a bank, it had a little piece of training at the bottom that was smoothed in. So when you went up your bank, it wasn't kank.
Right.
Yeah.
me, you, and Alan were talking about the bank ball corner.
Bank wall.
It was so bad. Yeah, for sure.
Real quick, shout out Jonathan Taylor, my cousin. He was saying we made fingerboards out of butter tube plastic.
Yeah,
what's good?
We would only sell them as keychains, and we'd rip the keychain off. And I remember those old folders were plastic and had a square
curve
back.
Yeah.
So it had a lip and but it was like I said, it was like a little widget finger thing when I was stuck in class.
Yeah,
not when I was out of school and like, I can actually ride.
For sure. Well, dude, we pretty much hit our 2-hour mark.
Nice.
I'm about to drop a fingerboard graphic myself,
dude. You know what?
We're starting fingerboard company.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, dude. Well, I will say this: we did talk about Kim. Kim has a fingerboard whole line.
He does. That's what I said. It is very popular,
and it's legit. It's legit.
Dude, they are badass.
It's legit.
They look.
There's
good.
also people out there printing skateboards that have nothing to do with skating.
Man, yeah.
They're selling manga. They're selling anime stuff like out the wazoo, and it's just like. And it's all wall hangers.
I mean,
dude, I will tell you, my buddy Scott, I used to work for up at the print shop. He is a board collector, and he was telling me, man, the biggest cancer right now is all of these dudes who just hear of what a rare board is, happen to have the money to get it, and are just holding these things hostage for so much money. And they don't care about it. You know,
they just found the market, and they're like, "Oh, there's some suckers in here."
Yeah, bastard.
Well, that's why Pal drops those things all the time. Those reissues.
Dude, I tell you what,
Series 25, Series 115.
Yeah, all greens. What's up?
All green.
Yeah, all green hues.
Hey, but I did see there was they were going to reissue a Valele, the old elephant, with a camo in there. I'd never seen that before.
Cool.
It wasn't just let me flip the background color.
They're actually going to change.
They should do a whole series that's camo then.
I mean, dude, I think it's cool. For me, I like skateboarding so much that if you could drop the same graphic over and over with new colorways, I'm going to be like, hell yeah, I'm probably going to buy one.
Yeah, my problem is I don't end up putting it on the wall. I end up putting trucks on it.
Dude, and that's the thing is you sit there and you buy one specifically for the wall, and you can feel how hard it's going to rip in the shape of it. It's like, what am I?
Well, it's sitting on the wall talking to me. I can't.
Yeah,
it's hard for me.
Yeah,
I feel that.
That's why it's best to just get old plain popsicle and put it on the wall. Because the shape deck, gotta ride that.
All the wall hangers that we have are all 775s.
There you go.
So, yeah. Can't skate those.
I'll never pull them off.
Nobody buys those.
Yeah, I have to purposely do that with anything that I collect. Is get a size that I know for a fact I cannot skate.
That's gonna be the wall.
I know.
Yeah.
Then what?
That's legit.
Man,
it's for real.
Skateboarding is the coolest.
It is the coolest, and that's a great way to end this one.
Yep. Y'all, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
this
came
was
a long way.
Coming,
You came.
Yeah, I think you are going to be our farthest traveled guest.
Hey, what's up,
dude?
Whoop whoop. Maybe I can get a few more Little Rock dudes up here.
No, we want it. We want it, dude.
I would definitely say Smoky Goose.
Yeah.
Brigade.
Yep.
Dude, those guys. They're fucking cool.
We got more seasons coming, and I mean
more skaters.
The whole point of this show is to tell the story of Arkansas, and who's doing it. I mean there are people who are telling a cookie cutter version of Arkansas, but
man, we need that juicy middle part.
There's more depth there.
I want that uncooked cookie right in the middle.
Right. That rare meat.
Yeah, I would definitely say one thing before I got to dip.
Yeah,
I am extremely proud of what the scene has become.
Yes.
Where it's going. These brands that are showing up that are clearly trying to stick it out and do this stuff right. I commend y'all, and y'all need to keep this going. In Gnarkansas, thanks for a lot of inspiration. Y'all, man, I've been seeing y'all since I was a little kid coming up to Canis. And so I appreciate y'all big time. Dude, this was a blast.
I'm grandpa status at this point.
Dude, I will say, I will definitely say Brigade Skateboards. This dude, the way he does his drops.
Yeah.
The way he does his drops are so tastefully done. Man, from everything that he does in his line for each capsule that he does, dude, there is some cool stuff going on in Little Rock. Every single one of y'all that are tuned in needs to tap in with what's popping off in the state and get you a taste. Get your wallet out. Break that sucker. You don't need that money anyway. Who cares? Dude. Cool stuff's cool by cool people.
Yeah.
Get cool.
Represent cool people. Support cool people. Support cool people doing cool things.
Show some love.
2% being one of them.
It's our capital, baby. Little Rock rules.
Come on. We love y'all. What's good?
Appreciate everybody watching, and
Skate or die.
see you next time.
Let's get it.
Get it.
Yeah.